Welcome everyone to the Quiet Gorilla After Party. Like I almost feel like I should be whispering that because of the name, right? The Quiet Gorilla After Party. That's for you ASMR folks out there. So, so far in here we have, of course, the guest of honor, the Quiet Gorilla. We have the lovely Miss Jenna Mew, who's my co-host partner there on the Nonprofits. We have the wonderful Miss YouTube Wonder Lady Faye, who's also with us all the way from the East Coast of the U.S. And we also have from Chicago, Illinois, Mr. Producer Extraordinaire Mikey Fabin, which I muted, so you have to unmute yourself, Mikey. And from the California area, well, Jenna is also in the California area. We got Ease Rock is with us as well. And we don't actually know where he's from, but Irish Swede has joined us tonight. And also a local boy, one of my neighbors, Mr. Simply Secular Dave, is with us. And from across the pond, all the way in jolly old England, we have Sam Chaos is with us as well. So far. Expect more people, because I think there's more coming. So, as you all know, Randolph will show up at some point, probably at the end.
With a hammer and a saw.
But he's got family shit going on tonight, so...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to running into you guys tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Well, try not to make it hurt, eh? I mean...
I'll see you in the parking lot.
Who's that? Why is he revving his engine?
Oh, that's the guy that was looking for you.
Not on the, I wouldn't want to run them over, but there are a lot of people on the, if I saw them in a parking lot, I may not hit the brakes.
See, my concern is given Neil's height, I don't know. I'm concerned about how much damage his body would do to the car.
It's like hitting a moose.
Right.
Yeah. They just don't have antlers. Well,
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah.
Wait, how tall are you?
Moose. One moose tall.
If I
No, moose are about
194 centimeters.
No, American conversion.
He's about a beaver and a half taller than me, eh?
So if you take
why is he frozen? Oh.
sorry, no,
Neil is
I'm
about
not-
an inch shorter than I am.
I knocked
You got to
cable.
count in maple leaves.
yeah, he's about 64 maple leaves tall if you stand and end on it.
If I put these on my biker boots on, then I'm slightly over 6'5".
That's just a half a maple
Whoa.
leaf.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're talking
focus
about
on, I'm 6'8".
if you're talking about the gigantic flag that they used to have at Flagship Olds in Vancouver, then maybe yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to do hands was a unit of measurement, or is it
Yes.
still for
Stone.
horses?
Well, stone was weight.
Hands and
For
stones.
horses.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
horses.
Hand, yeah. Stones is for horses.
No, well, stones is for weight.
No,
Hands
stones is
for
weight.
height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do
British
people-
weight style.
Do people still use stone?
Yep.
No.
No.
What really?
Yeah. That's
Well,
Sam.
not here. In Europe, they do.
Sam, how many stone is a person weigh? Like 2 stones?
Oh, look at this. Oh, the Prius jokes are back, folks. The Prius jokes are back.
Nice.
Thanks, Duke.
For frame of reference, Mikey, my best mate weighs exactly 7 stone.
See?
Yeah, but when you say stone, I'm thinking, a stone. So he's really lightweight then? Or?
That's a big ass stone.
Is it stone 12 or 14 pounds, or what is it?
It is 14 pounds.
14
14 pounds.
And they make
British
fun of us.
pounds or American pounds?
And they make fun of us for using fucking inches and feet, and you're fucking measuring people in rocks.
Mhm.
Shut the
Thank you.
You-
Thank you.
Hold
Thank
it.
you.
out of here.
You know where you guys got it from, right?
Where?
Yeah, they made it up.
Oh,
They made it up and then stopped using it, and now they want to be the first ones to make fun of us for still using it. Like, I'm so sick of Britain right now.
No. They use the metric system like 99% of the planet.
That's what I'm saying.
But they gave us the imperial system.
and then
Right.
they left it, and then now they're like, who would ever come up with something so stupid like inches? Oh my god!
Well, what gets me is that my fellow Americans do not think that working in units of 10 actually is easier. Because it
I
is
know.
Myself a
really
point,
easier.
Mikey gets a point.
for that burn on merry old England.
Yeah.
I also like telling Americans that we drive in kilometers. They love that.
Yeah, you don't want to be walking around on the sidewalk when we're driving.
See, it really irritates me that all of our road signs are still in miles.
Duke, you
That's
don't have to
because
do a
we
super
invite-
chat every time you comment. But thank you.
But thank you. Yes.
Don't tell him. Oh, okay, I got your time.
Neil, the 604 Findom.
Once again, I froze up. I don't know what's going on. I keep hitting the fucking cord or something. Shit, stupid fucking. I don't know. Goddamn technology. But anyway,
Cord to your camera or your internet?
the internet cord, because apparently this time of day there's so many people on the Wi-Fi that it bogs down the bandwidth. So I just plug right in.
So stay still. Stop touching things.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and get you a nice collared polo and a fake name badge, and you're gonna do internet inspections on everybody. You're just gonna break all the routers. Like, hi, I'm here to inspect your router. They're right this way, and then you bam, 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 and you just break it, and then you walk out like, looks all good. Thank you so much, and then you
Just
leave.
FYI, I think that's a brilliant idea for one, Mikey. And just FYI, I'm on a bit of a sugar high. I just swallowed down like 5 of these chocolate cherries. So.
Oh, right.
Right.
Wow.
I thought those were edibles.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my hair-
Jesus Christ, Neil.
Speaking of Sugar High, I just watched Empire Records the other day.
Oh, it's such a good
That's
movie.
for the first time.
No, not for the first time. But
Right. Yeah, but probably like the 100.
But you know, Sugar High is like, you know, the thing that Renee Zellweger cracks her voice to.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on here. Shit, I was going to say something. Now I completely forgot.
Yeah, we were talking about the chocolates, cherries or something.
And then we were talking about
Sure.
mileage, measuring things in metric versus imperial versus stones versus.
Oh, that's what it was. That was something I was going to say when during the interview with you, Gorilla. Is I'm happy that I have you on the show, but I don't get to see any of those $20 super chats flying.
I sent one when Jenna was on. I did because
you did.
yeah.
Every time you're in the chat, you send one.
Yeah, it's because I'm prepaying for all my drinks.
Right. Man, I owe you a lot of money. Or a lot of drinks, I mean. See, I told you. There he is.
No, there he is first.
Hello.
Sunglasses at night. Thank you, Corey.
That's
Oh God, are you gonna dig another hole?
No, I'm not
No, he's gonna fill it up this time.
Can I just have one viewing of you not doing anything? Like, just sit the fuck down. Honestly,
You have been told, Randolph.
you scared
Oh
me.
no, actually, we're going to be filling the hole next, but not today. Today I have to build something, so I'll be back.
Like,
That was a threat.
Is that like special talk for something? Or?
Please don't fill the hole.
That's what she said. Never
Not
mind.
on camera, right?
Well, we're going to put
Do I get a point for that?
the hole is going to be laying a foundation of rocks. So whatever gets put on there is going to be on the rocks.
That's
Ah.
what Fred and Rose West said.
Please don't fill the hole.
Then after that, we put in
There's
some
nothing
rebar, and then we lay the
suspicious
cement.
underneath this foundation.
Oh, and we had to pound the rocks down.
Yeah.
We don't want the rocks to get off.
Okay, guys, enough innuendo. Someone is
Please.
trying to join us, apparently.
Multiple
your shut down.
entendre.
Oh, Jordan.
Jordan.
Hey, Martin, how you doing, brother?
A sec. Him and his foreign currency.
SEK is his currency.
That's the Swedish
It's,
something kroner.
12 or $1 or 12. Yeah, it's 0.12 is the conversion rate.
I would just do 100. Whatever. Just a,
So,
Right
are you
by
trying
heart.
to tell me that he basically just sent what, like 49 cents US or something?
$5.
$5.
$5.
49 cents US is still like $10 Canadian.
It's about
Yeah,
$9.
yeah.
$8.94 Canadian.
Jenna, what you eat?
$9.
Mm,
That's quite generous of him.
pizza.
Oh, come
Sorry.
on!
What?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I haven't had
perfect
good pizza in a
food.
while.
Do you have enough for the rest of the class?
I do not.
Then
Where do you
put
get
it
your
away.
pizza down here?
No.
You Mr. Hand now?
No, where do you get your pizza out here? Or do you just go like Domino's?
No, this one, what's it called? Porky's. Porky's Pizza.
All right.
Oh, that sounds safe.
Yeah, right. I was about to say.
Does it have pork on it?
No. Well, no, it doesn't.
If it has pepperoni, it's like
misnomer.
No, but Ease, have you heard of Pyology?
No.
Yeah, we have that here in Omaha.
Oh, you do?
What university is that at?
I'm not big into chains. I'm from New York, so I'm picky with my pizza.
Yes, right.
Of course.
Yeah.
No.
Of course you are.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, I've tried it, and I've been to like your mom and pops, and it's just all sourdough bread. It's just nasty. It's no.
Yeah.
No.
I understand.
What do you got against sourdough?
That's how they make their pizzas on it.
Ooh, I love sourdough.
Yeah, but not with pizza. Like,
Why not?
it's like
I like
Domino's.
gluten free. Gluten free is good.
Look, I'm just used to my New York pizza crust, thin, crusty, baked, good bread.
I don't have celiac, so I'll eat the gluten.
Well, I don't have celiac either, but gluten free is pretty bomb.
Why don't you just pick the gluten out?
Yeah. Yes. It's not like taking onions off, though.
You don't like green peppers? Fine. Just take them out. You don't like gluten? Fine. Just pick them out. It's fine.
Or just order half the pizza without gluten.
Yeah, can I have half?
Half
Can I have gluten free?
If there ever was a pizza to get spit on, that'd be it.
A spit magnet.
Oh man.
Give myself another point. No one's acknowledged me.
Yeah,
Sweetie,
you didn't give Jenna her point.
You did not.
she don't get one.
Yeah.
Maybe she don't get one. And who the hell is Seed?
Oh, God damn it. I was fucking with my camera and the cord is like covering it. Like,
You two have to stop touching the
the
cords.
W.
Don't touch the cords.
I know. I'm
cross the
away
street.
from mine now.
Yeah.
tell me not to touch all the cords.
Welcome to Neil's stream. Don't touch the cords.
That's what my mom used to tell me all the time.
You keep touching that cord, you're gonna go blind. You're gonna go blind.
That sounds like it really hit a chord.
I'm gonna go blind. I'm already blind. That's why I need these fucking things now. Just so I can read stuff.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, here's mine. Yep.
Readers.
Yeah.
Well, see, I play a children's card game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of the script on these cards is like microscopic.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
and
it's tiny.
when I first started playing, I could read it, and then as I aged, because I first started playing when I was about 32 or 3 when it first came out, and I could read it back then. And then over the time, I found I had to squint more, and finally I just went fuck it. And then all the kids at the locals that I play at all the time, they laugh at me now. They said, Neil, you're too old for this game now. I'm like, fuck you, I'm too old for this game.
It's like the new Magic cards that can do like 800 different things if you like half tap it or quarter tap it or
Yeah.
Oh.
And the script on those is fucking microscopic too.
yeah. I like
the
I like the old cards like sacrifice to get 3 mana of any color. That's just
We lost
bold
Faye.
print right there. Simple. Got
Faye.
cards. Do you remember when you used to be able to just look at Magic cards and just know what they did at a glance? That was.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I have to memorize what the new cards in my decks are in order to be able to just play the game as I'm going, instead of going, hold on a minute.
Yep.
bitter.
I still do my Yu-Gi-Oh channel on YouTube once in a while too. I've got a few in the can I got to upload on unboxings and a couple of duels and stuff like that. But
Can I share the screen of something utterly terrifying?
sure.
All right, prepare to be
Terrified.
terrified.
Is it a meme for somebody who's not in the chat?
No, it's even
what
worse.
happened to
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a moose.
Oh.
Yo, why is this big ass animal running down a river without fucking sinking?
it's a really shallow river.
I don't give a damn.
No, it's Jesus move.
No. It's what we call here in Canada a majestic moose.
See, he's about like 20 maple leaves high.
Yeah, that's a really good estimation. Actually, it is about 20 maple leaves high.
No, that's the fuck that
That
means.
that is the most terrifying animal I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that it was running at 35 miles an hour through a river.
That's
is
scary.
Just so tragic.
What happened to Faye?
No.
Mikey, this is Canada. You got to use kilometers.
No, man.
Or kilometers, as some people call it.
Yeah.
In kilometers to miles is really easy. You can just use the old golden ratio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
The Maple Leafs got East 2 points.
Holla.
For those keeping score at
I'm
home.
on the board. I'm on the board.
You need it.
See, the problem is every time you're going to talk, I'm going to mute you now, so you're not getting any more points. Yeah, I should get some points for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
You need it.
Mikey's so reluctant to give me.
You got to get a sign.
I don't like giving Neil points because I feel like everyone's going to think he won because I cheated for him.
But just take them off like in a minute and a half when he's not listening.
I just keep hitting space bar till it's off the screen.
Every night he has 3 points at the end of the night for some reason.
It's like that British show,
Abram.
Quite Interesting.
Abram, make some friends online. They actually have online Magic the Gathering now that you can get involved with. You can invite people in and play.
I need to get into that at some point because I've not played in so fucking long.
Mm.
And I've just not bothered with the online stuff thus far.
I haven't played since '98, Sam. That's when I sold all my cards. I had no idea what the price was going to be for these things. I had 5 Black Lotus, 5 of them, mint fucking condition,
and a mint condition one.
Unlimited or alpha or beta?
They were alphas.
Those are actually worth. Those are actually worth
one
the least out of alpha, beta, and unlimited.
I know that, but they were all alphas.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1 beta and 4 alphas.
Hey, Neil, I haven't played that game before, but the last time I played cards, it was with this deck.
Oh, my goodness. Holy shit. Those have been around for a while. Well, since 86.
Yeah.
But
Man,
now that you open them, they're not worth anywhere near as much as they would have been.
That's right. It's like my never used Olympic gloves that I got. Right. My mom got a pair. Yeah, and
Olympic gloves.
For a while they were huge bucks, but now they're like fucking $10 a pair. But my dad worked at Expo 86. He was one of the welcoming committee people, I guess. So we got season pass, so we could go anytime, all day. So I was there all the time, and I was drunk there all the time. And we would be photo bombing people's fucking photo sessions and stuff like that. Oh, someone else is trying to jump in now.
Even before photobombing was a photobombing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We used to call it jump in the tourist photo. Yeah. It was huge out here, especially during Expo. During Expo, my buddy had a jewelry business, and he was supplying down there. And he'd just say, "Oh, go down there, tell them you're delivering to this place," and we'd stay down there. We'd go to the Munich Fest House or the Unicorn or one of the pubs down there for the rest of the day. It'd be great.
Supplying jewelry or supplying something else down there?
Jewelry.
Hey.
Oh.
Who did we lose? Oh, Jartan?
People deliver jewelry?
Well, during Expo, like they were selling out an entire store worth of stuff in 3 days, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
Giving shit away pretty much. But we spent most of my time I spent at 86th Street watching live bands or the Irish pub there that they had there. The Irish Rovers.
The Unicorn.
Yeah.
The Unicorn. Yeah. I went to the 86th Street a lot, but I saw George Thorogood there, and
were the Destroyers with him?
Yep, George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers, and I saw somebody else there at Expo. It was a great time. It was like the sunniest summer we'd had in over a decade. It was great. Yeah,
it was perfect weather. And what's his name? The weather guy back in the day, Phil something or other.
Yeah, Phil. Oh, I can't remember.
Can't remember who it was. But
Phil Collins.
No,
Phil Reimer was it, or
might have been? But I used to jump in when he was doing the weather. I jumped in every day. Go, you again? Get the fuck out of the shot!
Yeah.
Jartan, you're not connecting with us, man. And now someone else is trying to get in here. Jar Jar Binks. I love how he just goes with it.
He just adopted that. It's great.
Why fight it?
Lean into it.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes when you're losing control of the car on the ice, you got to steer into the skid to actually save your life. So.
Turn left to go right. Turn left to go right. Name the movie.
Canadians all know how to drift because that's how we drive like 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
I learned to drive in the snow. Deep snow is about over 30 centimeters, about 50 centimeters thick.
No, we're using American measurements for the Americans.
Yes, it's almost. I was just about to convert, so it's about almost 8 feet high.
Whoever's trying to get into the chat, try again now, because Jar Jar can't get back in here.
Oh, he's still in quarantine, isn't he?
Yeah, he's terribly lonely out there in the cabin all by himself.
Still living in his box with his solar powered internet.
No, he's going by candlelight.
Candlelight, yeah.
Better charge up the solar panels, Jar Jar.
Welcome back.
You only got about 36 minutes of sun today.
Oh,
that much?
I had 3 hours and 23 minutes.
Hey, Jartan, came to watch me work, did you?
No, I just got a notification. I need to update my phone because I thought that it was on my part that the audio was stuttering, but it's something with the iPhones.
Somebody touching the wires on this end. Neil or Mikey.
Yeah, it's me hitting the wire all the time.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. You see me?
Sorry, I promise I'll stop pulling the wire. I promise.
Stop pulling the wire.
I promise, Mom. I'm not pulling the wire.
Stop pulling the wires.
What is
I'm
this?
screaming.
In Canada, we call it pulling the goalie. So.
More innuendo. Jesus.
I'm just holding the power cable. What's this do?
Way to go, Dave. You just fucked up the internet.
yeah.
Yeah, plug the internet back in, Dave. What are you thinking?
Oh, I remember telling my ex-girlfriend that you can't type Google into Google or you'll break the internet.
Did you try it?
That's just mean.
I want to show you guys something real quick here. I live in Canada, clearly.
What?
And they have these cereal here, the Reese Puffs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But this is the Canadian Reese Puffs because on the back,
These are really good.
you can make a hockey game. But you cut out the sides.
I'm gonna see what mine.
I know
have
they
back.
do, but they probably don't sell these ones down there. So you can make a little hockey game out of this with a rink and everything. You just cut it out. It shows you on the side right there how you make a little hockey rink out of it. And you can play a little hockey. Only in Canada would they sell this.
Now I have. I feel like I'm going through something, a bit of a Mandela effect. Wasn't it Reese's Puffs?
Reese's?
Reese Puffs.
Reese Puffs.
Oh
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Right.
Right, but
this is Reese.
It's just Reese on that?
Reese's Puffs has a cereal too.
Yeah.
There's Reese's.
That's what that is.
You said
No,
Reese's
no, that's the bootleg.
Because it is Reese. Reese.
Oh my God, I'm having a Mandela effect.
No, it's Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not here, it ain't.
Oh yeah, you guys have a bootleg.
Oh my God, it's different in Canada. I was like, dude, there's no way.
That's an
there's no way. I always thought that there was an apostrophe S at the end.
That's why the hockey game's on the back.
Because they don't. Because Reese don't own that hockey game.
Canadians.
Dang, I didn't even make that connection.
Because Mitch Hedberg had a joke about.
I just didn't. I don't care.
Because Mitch Hedberg had like a joke about it. It's like, yeah, if you ever eat Reese's Pieces, if you see a guy named Reese, you better give him up or something like that. And now
I'm going to make a prediction here. I think I know what's going on because I just looked it up. It is actually Reese's Puffs in the U.S. and Reese Puffs in Canada.
Oh, thank God!
You're not losing your mind, Mikey. And
Okay.
I think it's because under Canadian federal law, you actually have to have French and English on all packaging. And so instead of having an English side and a French side or a French name and an English name on the front of the box, they've dropped the apostrophe. So Reese is not a proper name. It's just a term which can be used in either language.
I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, the ingredients are in French and English on there.
Yeah.
Canada doesn't look like that.
That's smart. That's smart because instead of completely having to do separate boxes that have both French and English on it, they just drop the S apostrophe, and that way it doesn't violate the language laws.
And there's in the U.S. you guys, fuck off, fucker. And in the U.S. it's with the apostrophe.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
We also have Kinder Surprise eggs with toys in the middle of them.
You guys have no idea how limp my wrist is grasping onto reality, and for that to show up on screen, I was like, "Oh shit, it's happening!" I've lost my mind.
So in the late 70s in Quebec, we got a separatist government, and it was largely elected on to protect the French culture. And one of the things they thought would protect the French culture was putting really tight restrictions on the use of English in the entire province. And they brought in such draconian laws that companies that did not have French names or names that could be converted to French left the province. So we lost Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut would not become La Hut de Pizza. And we lost Dunkin' Donuts, and we lost Burger King because they would not be Le Roi de Burger. But we kept McDonald's because it's a proper noun. It's someone's name. And so instead of having Dunkin' Donuts, we had Tim Hortons. And instead of having, Burger King, we had McDonald's. And
Tim Hortons is better anyways.
It reached the point where you could not even release an American-made movie in Quebec theaters unless you had a French translation available. And when Back to the Future 2 came out, I had to drive across the border to Ontario so I could watch the movie the weekend it came out. It was mind-numbing. But, of course, they realized how terribly dangerous this was to their ability to work within the larger world, and they softened the laws. But there was a period of time there when I was growing up that I would go, like, Montreal's 40 minutes from Plattsburgh. I would go to Plattsburgh for Pizza Hut and Pepsi, and I would just marvel at all the different foods they had and all the packaging because we had such a limited influx because of those language laws.
I remember seeing a movie. I saw Evil Dead in Quebec while I was there, and I could understand about 70% of the movie, and the part that you don't know, your brain.
Well, it wasn't in English?
No, it was in French.
Oh, so you saw Evil Dead and you saw it in French?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Quebec, in Saint-Foy. And
made it more evil.
Yeah, because your brain fills in all the gaps and you're like thinking this has to be the most horrible thing I could ever think of. It scared the living hell out of me.
Evil Dead. Imagine Bruce Campbell speaking French. No.
No, it'll
be a voiceover, clear.
Yeah, exactly. The voiceover stuff always kind of weirded me out. Yeah.
Especially when they did the old kung fu movies, and they did the voiceovers for the kung fu movies.
Oh, that was great.
They'd be talking for like longer than the words were. Yeah. That always kind of threw me.
Well, it's like somebody who's like talking like for 10 minutes, and then the subtitle, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Mike Myers kind of.
Bonanza. Do you remember seeing Bonanza in French on Channel 7?
Duke's here?
No, not Duke Bonanza. TV show Bonanza.
The show. Old school shit. Black and white TV.
No, they had color ones too.
Yeah, eventually got the color.
I still watch it. They have it on a channel here called Me TV.
Yeah.
Selfish.
It is, totally.
It's just a mirror. TV. I'm not high, I promise.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should run outside and take a hoot off my roach because I still don't have any goddamn
gummies.
Gummy bears.
Bad thing.
Are we experiencing?
Oh, poor you, boo hoo.
Yes, we will be.
Yeah.
Jackton's like,
Neil had 3 days to go get more gummies, and
I could. He hasn't got them in yet. I can feel the little eye knives piercing my head right now from Jartan, actually, as I'm talking about the marijuana.
I'm going to grab it for you, Ed Chair, because you've been asking in the chat about the questions, and I first you've asked, well, did we ask the questions? And no, I don't think Neil did ask the questions, and you've been asking questions. Neil, Ed Chair has questions.
Okay.
The producer should be on top of that.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. I should be paying more attention to the chat.
And we want to make sure that you do care about the questions, because that was the last question, is whether or not you care about the questions. Well, it was kind of more of a statement.
Well, you can ask that one. See, we answered the question.
We need a moderator.
I'm still.
I did.
Neil needs a producer.
Anybody know a guy?
Let's see in this chat.
Or maybe his producer's being stretched too thin by going to work for Jenna too.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. We know the maximum limit to your capabilities, Mikey. It's 2.
Listen. I
like this one.
Once you see
CSI Norway.
Oh.
Bum, 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 bum.
Which fjord did he go to?
IQ is dumping me all of the delicious memes of Neil over the last little bit. So I've been silently crying inside with laughter because I forgot about most of these.
So I'll do the job then. Aunt Jer, I did catch one of your questions, and it was about how we deal with, or how, when I was working in a private research firm, we dealt with, the influence of the private sector. The company that I worked for, and this was something I learned when I went to work for them, there's a clearinghouse of contract research work that government agencies put out there. So the government says we need work on ... and then people that work in the private firms kind of search through and they see what kind of contracts are there to be picked up. And then what part of my job was is seeing, do we have the capacity? Is it something that's interested in, to us? And then I would write the actual proposal to get the contract. So I would say, well, you want us to do a study on homelessness in this particular city. We have the in-house talent to be able to put together the kind of survey instruments. So the government agencies didn't necessarily put a spin on what it is that they wanted us to find. We actually told them what it was that we were capable of delivering that met the needs of their contract. And then they would get bids from all the different companies, and they would pick whichever company they felt could best deliver on the product. So in that way, it wasn't the same way it works kind of in pharmaceutical industries or other industries where you've got this political influence of the private sector trying to distort your research. But that is something that I've also dealt with in other fields. But in the field that I worked in, and frankly, there's not money to be made in applied social research. people aren't saying, "Oh, I'm going to find a way of making billions of dollars off of figuring out how many homeless people there are, or how people who are vulnerable populations are able to make do." At least not in the work that I was doing. So there's the answer to that question.
In the pharmaceutical world, that the political side is too influential over the.
Yeah,
because I've actually taken a few companies public, so I'd be interested to hear what you're.
So one case that I was on the periphery of had to do with a researcher at one of the universities I was working at, who had products that were pharmaceutical in nature. They were over the counter, but they weren't prescription, and their results of their studies that showed the efficacy of the product were being distorted.
Yeah.
Because of the money involved. And it eventually got public because one of the staff in the research unit, which was actually a nurse, Jenna, blew the whistle and said that there's something wrong with the math.
So they didn't have an IRB?
There was a place in Burnaby that got shut down because of something like that. Yeah. They had an MLM that set up their own lab so that they could do their own testing on their own products, and they gave false results.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of the IRBs.
IRB, right.
The inside, when you do research in the IRBs inside universities can be a little bit
well, all the big ones are private.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just for some people at home that may not know what IRB stands for, maybe
Independent Review Board.
There you go. Yeah.
Just for them. I knew that already.
Thank you, Mikey.
Yeah, and it's meant to be that check and balance to make sure
that's the producer, right?
That's your producer.
In this particular case, the person who was the researcher was also the inventor, was also the principal of the private company that distributed the product, and was a tenured faculty member who was, because of their tenure, wasn't really questioned as rigorously as they should. And even though the university administration had been told that there was concerns about the
I feel like this is something that happened at Virginia Tech because this is something that happens at Virginia Tech all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say it happens all the time. This one just happened to reach national prominence because of the fact that the university had been warned and actually didn't do what they should have probably done. They kind of just turned a blind eye to it because they thought it wasn't a big deal. And then if it hadn't been for that particular staff member continuing to move forward, that's great.
What in the?
That is very fascinating.
Yeah, I know. Like, you're rocking it.
Isn't that great?
Nice legs.
Yeah.
Player. I told you I was over here crying.
No, I mean, for me, it's like if an IRB isn't used, why is it even getting anywhere?
Yeah.
What in the fuck was that?
That was you.
No, I know that.
You don't recognize yourself?
This is a photo of you, Neil. You don't remember this? You don't remember taking this? You pose for the picture.
That's in Life magazine.
You're the one.
You were on the cover of Life magazine, man.
You and Donald Trump.
You look like you're getting married 1970s style there, Neil.
You remember the 70s, Neil?
The longer I look at it, the better it gets.
Goofy shirt. You were at Madison Square Garden getting married? Wow.
I don't know if I'm getting married, but
just out for the night, you know.
You were a stud for a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that was crushing me inside. I had to share that one.
Oh my goodness. Is that another IQ one?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
No. IQ's over on the Tart channel. He ain't here. He ain't doing nothing.
No, he's not doing this.
Oh, I see. He's on the Tart channel now.
Oh, it's like that IQ.
I mean, he was on the Tart channel.
look at the
Don't try and cover for him. I'm going over there right fucking now.
And you're going to teach him a lesson or two over the internet.
Why are you tarting over here?
You're gonna be. I can't even say. What are you gonna do? Go plug his cable?
Stop tatting around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go touch your cable. You know what happens when Neil touches your cable?
I'm gonna
Angelo's there,
like crossing the streams.
Oh, Tangelo's over in Tart.
Still up? I thought they'd be done.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm just glad that somebody's making a meme of somebody else.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Enough is enough. Who would do that to a guy?
What low moral fiber?
Is this some sort of form of cyberbullying?
Yeah.
No, not against Norwegians. They deserve it.
Oh fuck! Who opened his eyes?
Wait.
I will jump off and headbutt you in the fucking kneecaps, man. Come on.
Hey, Mikey.
Keep saying that while you're enjoying my country's hospitality.
I got you.
Hey, Mikey, show him the meme I sent you of Jar Jar Spanks.
Enter has another question along the same vein.
Yeah, it's true.
And I can think of two things. I mean, one, the question is, what metrics does one use to determine the credibility of an organization that sponsored the research? As a consumer of the research, again, my field, people don't give a damn. I gave a presentation one time about the fact that nobody gives a crap about my research. That's actually what I titled it. But where it really matters, particularly as someone who's consuming research that you particularly find on the internet, the only answer I can give is dig. Like no matter what I read, no matter what I find, I keep digging to see, well, where did this come from? Who paid for it? What can I find out about that organization? And the internet has become so vast now that it doesn't take long for you to be able to start to put together some of those pieces.
The nice thing about the IRBs is, I mean, there's only like, 5 of them that people really trust?
Right.
And they've gotten to the point where no singular pharmaceutical company could pull their business and affect any of those 5. So they could basically tell the pharmaceutical companies fuck off if they wanted to like say, yeah, well, we'll just go somewhere else, because they've all got their own little specialties. Very few of them can do everything, and they all kind of say, we're the cardiac neurological one, and the other one goes down and says, we're the GI. And from what I learned from lending money to these people is that there's very few, like Pfizer can't really hurt any of them by pulling their business, because there's so much business that they go through.
Right.
Number one. Number two, most of the drug development is not done by the big boys.
No.
It's done by actually somebody who leaves Pfizer, tells them to fuck off because they won't fund their research, and then gets friends and family funding and goes to their garage and actually starts up their own thing, goes to a university. The university funds half of it. They take half equity, and then it gets sold back to Pfizer. So that's the actual life cycle of drug development these days. And the reason why R&D is so damn expensive and doesn't show up as clear as it would normally on an income statement and a balance sheet is because you're paying multiples of projected income all the way through the cycle. So you're paying like 15 times expected revenue on a discounted cash flow. And that's why the drug is so damn expensive. Finance. Blame me.
Hey, guess what? We don't have to pay for it here.
Well, I was just going to say, that's what I was waiting for Swede to finish. The reason it's cheaper in Canada is because they wait for the American-based agencies to go through that cycle.
Yeah.
And then the Canadian government has made arrangements to be able to pick it up and kind of offload the research portion of the development to the first cycle. And then, of course, we then wait for stuff to become generic.
We subsidize Canada's drug prices by paying more.
Yeah.
The United States subsidizes a lot of the world's drug prices.
Right, because they bear the burden of the research cycle.
But there's going to have to be a wholesale change in how research for new drugs is done. And I think it's got to start being returned to the incubation stage directly from from academia. And that is a wholesale change from what they're used to. Because they're like, when I funded ChemFarm, they're doing attention deficit disorder type things, and Vyvanse was the drug that they were working on to create a prodrug out of, and Virginia Tech would come in after proof of concept, and then they would fund after that. I think they got to come in before proof of concept if this is to change at all, and to stop this wholesale VC cycle that we've gotten ourselves into that creates a drug price atmosphere that is just an astronomical clusterfuck of prices that just are unsustainable. I mean, we can't deal with drugs that are $50,000 a dose anymore. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's inhumane.
We all agree people should get paid for the work. We don't agree that where that stops is somebody's work isn't worth $9,000 an hour.
Have you seen me produce this show?
Yeah, that's why you're not getting
while eating. Yeah.
I mean,
I literally ran in the door out of work.
How much that bowl cost?
You think forks grow on trees?
That goes
Only
to
if they're made of wood.
That goes to the fundamental question of the culture that breeds an idea that too much is never enough. And we see the same thing with the differences between physicians that decide to work in Canada and make $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year instead of going to the US and making $2 million, $3 million, $4 million a year. I mean, they could stay. I mean, even Canadian trained physicians, they have the option to go south and make 8 times the income.
Well, in Canada, you also have your cash only places that do very well for themselves as well.
I mean, touch and go, province to province, depending on where you are in the larger city centers. But what I've always been fascinated about, I mean, to give you an example, my partner works as a nurse and was offered an incredible salary after graduation if we went to the US. and we had to think about, are we going for the money, or do we want to stay in Canada?
Incredible salary where?
Texas.
Where?
Lubbock.
Okay, so your money goes far, but there's nowhere to spend it.
Yeah, and they put together a very handsome package. They were even going to help me find relocation and career prospects and housing, and help pay off our student loans, and like the money was beyond belief that they were putting on the table to try to convince Canadian trained nurses and physicians to go south. And we were like, do we want to go south and make way more money than we will probably ever see staying in Canada, or are we wedded to staying in Canada where we can have a comfortable lifestyle, and then just kind of contribute to the social fabric of the country that we were raised in? And so, I mean, I don't know how many Canadians think that way, but I know that even like my father went on to be president of a multinational, and yet he still, because he came from working class and worked his way up, he still had this compulsion to contribute greatly to everything, really. I mean, he passed away 3 years ago, and we're still getting letters from agencies and companies asking, for his annual donation. And I asked him why he felt so compelled to support the needy, and it's because he said if it hadn't been for the luck that he had in his own life, he would have been those people. And so he was constantly, contributing what he had to give to everybody around him. So that's the ethos I grew up with.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the fundamental Marxist principle, is that if you can find meaning in what you're doing, money's influence starts to lose its hold on you. If you're making $70,000 a year and you have a great meaning in what you are and who you and what you're doing, a $90,000 salary doesn't mean as much if you're going to lose that meaning behind it.
Oh yeah, as soon as you've got security in the capacity to live, if you're doing something you enjoy, you don't necessarily feel the need to have the additional money because you're already comfortable.
It's good because you give a shit about people.
Argument in that he lays out in 600 pages in convoluted English, but yeah. Or convoluted German.
Jartan, is that Scotch?
It is.
Yes.
So that's an important point you make, Sweet, is that more money that people make, the less it means to them, because they don't have to work as hard as somebody making a lot less per hour. Yeah, so the one who's really sweating it out, making $8 an hour versus the CEO making $800 an hour, it's the amount of work
an hour CEO.
It means a lot. It means a lot more to them. So,
well, I mean, I've had to sit in rooms with people that whose idea of getting a present for their daughter who said she wants to learn how to ride horses is to buy the entire horse farm. Yeah. I mean, that's the type of individual I've dealt with, and from at a certain point, it's a score keeping metric rather than a tool to live. And it gets really infuriating when that's at the exact point when I think that they lose complete consciousness of how the rest of the world views money.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But for a good reason. I don't want to make my money off the backs of people. You know what I mean?
I really want to sing "Show Me How to Live" as loud as I can, and I've been holding it back because he kept saying the lyrics on accident. I was like, "Oh, it's right there! It's right there!"
I miss Chris. I miss Chris a lot.
Yeah, one of my favorite vocalists of all time. Top 5 for me.
They're done drunk in a
I put him right behind Aretha.
Chris Cornell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good voice, but he's a different class of voice than Aretha Franklin, though.
As far as if I'm going to rank the 5 voices that I want to hear when I pop down on my chair, he's number 2.
Yeah, but Aretha Franklin and Chris Cornell is like comparing apples and oranges, dude.
I think so too. Yeah,
they're not. He's not comparing.
But it's not comparing them. He's just his favorite voices.
He's listing.
I'm listing like if I were to sit down and relax and want to listen to some great voices.
All right.
No, For me,
I really liked Aretha Franklin's
Freddie Mercury.
performance on the Blues Brothers. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah,
for me,
I
it's
just want to
like,
shit on Sweet from a great height. That's it.
yeah, for me, it's like T-Pain and like Frank Sinatra. You know, like of course he's not comparing them. You weirdo. You weirdo.
Yeah, Sinatra was
But
never.
I mean, like, I think Mariah Carey has a wonderful voice. I just never want to listen to her music. I don't like her music.
She overkills her voice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She has
She does all the unnecessary extra shit.
And
Well,
Pink
we talked about
probably has
Sinatra,
one of the
though.
greatest voices we've ever heard.
Pink
too,
is-
but
Have
I'm
you
not
heard her version of Bobby McGee?
Mm-hmm.
Pink.
Oh, that's good.
This is going to be a hot take, and I don't like Pink's music particularly, or the person I'm going to say, but I think this person sings better than Pink, and it's fucking Miley Cyrus.
Ooh,
She's got a great voice too, but I don't know where I would put her in a list of.
She has a really good, like, she has a cover of Jolene. It's
I like
really
Bjork.
it's really fucking good. I love Bjork. That's
Fuck yeah.
that's Shartan's cousin, probably.
No, Bjork is Icelandic.
Yeah, she's Icelandic, man.
Oh,
They can still be cousins.
right.
Could still be.
There's only like,
Did we just circle all the way back to the beginning of this with the whole cousin fucking thing?
it's only like
Wow.
there's only like 14 of them up there, so eventually one of them's a cousin.
If you ever want to watch a really, really weird YouTube video, look up the Bjork taking apart her TV. It's like 20 minutes long, and it's her just like going off in Icelandic, and she just has a screwdriver and she's taking apart
I will watch
TV.
that. I'm weird. I would definitely watch that. Never mind me.
Rabbit holes you just should never go down.
You kink shame me.
I do have to give Dragabash something for this, because what Miley Cyrus did to the Chris Cornell tribute, that was fucking amazing. She's got a voice in her. She does.
Who?
God
Miley
damn
Cyrus.
internet.
Miley Cyrus.
I think she's an annoying little brat, but she sang the shit out of Jolene. Yeah, I ain't gonna take that away from her.
Wait, whoa,
Yeah,
what's this? What's this now? She was a
So
Cornell
Miley
tribute?
Cyrus, there was a Cornell tribute concert, right? And she did. It was. I think it was together with his daughter. This thing. It was fantastic. I can't remember the song off the top of my head, but it was really good. Like, that girl's got a fucking voice in her. You can say what you want about her being a brat.
I think Rags.
She's got a fucking voice in her.
I think Rags should be in here with us.
She's saying.
However, I don't have room. And then
Randolph,
get over here.
Yeah.
I have people that would actually participate in this.
I'd participate a little bit, but I'll back out. That's no problem. I'll come back in later when there's room.
All right.
I probably need to head anyway because I am half fallen asleep on the stream.
Oh yeah, it's late for you.
What are you?
Oh, let him go first, and if you still need room, I'll leave.
Actually,
Yeah,
Sam
I just don't want to see.
identifies
I just want to
as they, correct? Sam?
Randolph build anything.
It is all of them, Neil. All
Oh,
of them.
that's right too. You're like, yeah, pick and choose, doesn't matter.
They're all correct.
2:30 in the morning.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. Well, given
I saw
it is-
I saw your comment earlier too. I hope everything's okay now. In the chat. So
yeah, yeah, just self-conscious, you know.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Miley
given it
Cyrus. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, given it is 20-4, I'm gonna disappear and just lurk in the chat.
okay, Sam. Thanks for joining us for a little while.
Thanks for coming in, Sam.
See you guys.
Love you, Sam.
Yep.
Miley Cyrus sang "I Am the Highway," which is one of my like favorite songs. So now I gotta watch this. When she's not wearing 3 rubber bands and dancing around like an idiot, she can sing really well.
Or riding a wrecking ball.
I just wanted
Came in
to,
like a pokeball.
just wanted to acknowledge
Wanted to catch them all.
Best's comment in the chat about being far happier in Canada rather than making 5 times as much money in the US. And that's kind of what I think the decision that a lot of people kind of have to make. Is, you can make the money in the US, but will you get the quality of life that you might get in Canada? And I don't know. I guess it depends. I mean, it's probably regional, but I also think it has to do with the way that you kind of, I'm going to say indoctrinated when you grew up. I mean, my brother is a faculty member and teaches finance and economics, but is a socialist. And he tells his students in the very first class, he says, I am going to teach you all about capitalism, but I am a socialist. You don't need to believe in it to understand it or to be able to teach it.
Yeah.
And it confuses his students.
That's a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah. I mean, he turned down working for Wall Street because of his, he tops in his field, because he'd rather teach the next generation of thinkers than go and make, 7 digits in the banking sector.
It's hard to make 7 digits in the banking sector anymore.
Whoa. Miley Cyrus did a cover of "Say Hello to Heaven." Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. No,
she's got fucking pipes, bro.
It's good too. Like when I first saw that, I went like, "Oh fuck!" And then he was like, "Okay, so it's one of those things where it's a train wreck, and so I have to go and say it." It was good. It was properly fucking good.
Yeah, she did it with Temple the Dog.
Holy shit, that's a great tune too.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you, it's weird what some people will do for attention. If you have a voice like that, why are you twerking with no ass on Robin Thicke?
Yeah. That one put me right off.
I was like, what are you doing?
What? That was what?
Okay, it looks like
2012. No.
That
was 2012. She was trying to get out of the Disney bubble. Come on.
I don't care when it was.
She looked like the little gecko lizard out there trying to dance on people. It's like, oh god,
gecko lizard,
the little Geico guy.
Little Geico. Oh yeah, but does she save on her card? Never mind.
Yeah.
If you can't, then.
Yeah,
so Rags is going to join us.
Yeah, so she just wanted to be something else than Hannah Montana, for fuck's sake. She just wanted to do something else, and then she went way too far on it. But come on,
I'll be back in a second, guys.
Are we experiencing technical difficulties?
Gotta get the smoking jacket on.
You just want to use that.
Mikey, so excited to push the button. Push the button, Mikey. Push the button.
I will not stand for it. Sit your ass.
Maybe a gummy bear delivery.
Nope. No, it's not a gummy bear delivery. I wish.
That's the smoking jacket.
Oh.
No.
Did I just see my face in all of that?
It's not.
What the heck was that?
I won't be that long.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you so much right now.
We love you. We love you too, Jartan. The feeling's mutual.
Oh no.
It's honestly, it's not for smoking. I promise.
I got mixed feelings about Jenna, but I hate all of you all, man.
You have mixed feelings about Jenna. That's messed up.
I feel like I should get a picture tomorrow with Randolph and Neil and me and a joint in everybody's hand.
Oh yeah.
At least I know who's mixed.
Hey, there we are. We're looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah.
The dabbler returns.
What's up, everybody?
Regs.
Diggy dab. What up, though?
Hey, how's it going?
Dabbing. That's one thing I don't do on stream.
You better. Get him.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Thank you. How you guys doing tonight? There we go. Thank you, sweet.
He's like, hey man, do you dab? I dabble. Bam!
I'm a dabbler. All right, I just jumped in. What are we talking about? What's going on? Who are we talking?
We're talking about the system of public markets in funding of necessary industries such as pharmaceutical and medical needs.
Cool. And also,
and there goes 3 more viewers.
I have not.
And also, I think Faye was going to speak on this, and we obviously got sidetracked for only an hour. Why people might be hesitant to take the vaccine?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I want the vaccine, but in the back of my weird barely sane brain, I still kind of think Flint water, and Trump's been in charge for 4 years. It's like, God damn it. How deep did the roots go?
Could it's not like Trump got his hands in creating it, though.
To be fair, Pfizer turned down his offer. Yeah, thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Jenna.
I know it doesn't make sense, but there's just a little slight hesitation, even though I want to get the vaccine. It's just like, I really hope this isn't bad.
Like most college students, I played beer pong in a 300-year-old house in the basement with a dirt floor where you accidentally dropped the ping pong ball and it rolled all over the place, and you just kind of dusted it off and kept playing beer pong with it. So there is nothing in that vaccine that literally scares me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've eaten enough asbestos that I'm good against anything. Yeah.
and please don't take medical advice from Swede. He's got a faulty ticker already, and he's not even 20 years old.
Yeah, I've got the old fixed ticker too.
His ticker's a real ticker.
Yeah, literally.
All right, everybody. Everybody. That's still the craziest thing to me.
We have to sample that and turn it into a track.
I have a St. Jude valve.
Oh.
I survived a dissection.
Wow.
I still can't get over that, Swede. Like it's being struck by lightning.
So what Swede did was he felt his aorta dissecting, and he grabbed it on one end, and he bit into his armpit with the other end, and he just wrapped it all together. No,
he's kind of our Iron Man.
So it all stemmed from them finally figuring out that I have Marfan's. So
he used his mental telepathy to clamp the aorta at each end until he could get into the hospital and get it fixed.
So when I go to the doctor, I am paraded around, and like every doctor that comes in to do my checkups has 15 fellows and residences and interns behind them. They're like, it's the guy who lived.
Isn't it great to be special? I love it.
Yeah, no, totally. Like when I was in school, if you were in my cadaver lab, we all would have been poking you with probes. Like, oh my God, look at this! This is great.
Yeah.
I like Ragabash's idea, though. You need to use that as the backbeat for some sort of track that's your own custom Swede track.
I have told him no less than 6 hangouts to record 10 seconds of that and send it to me, and I will make that.
Yeah, just like
where is it?
I've actually Twittered the video.
Yeah. Well, you have it recorded now. Play back this save and loop it.
Yeah. You actually have it on this show.
I'm looking. I don't see nothing.
I mean, that's a real thing.
There's a video of me laying upstairs where I just put the phone on my chest, and I have it recording it because people were always asking, what does it sound like? And it's like, okay, well, if you're out during the day, just hold this, turn the volume up, and hold it next to your ear. At night, turn it all the way up and shove the phone in your ear.
Try to sleep.
And then try and sleep. Oh, and put a metronome on the other side of your head at the same time. Yeah. And try and sleep like that. Unless you're Morgan Freeman in 7, it ain't going to happen.
Hey, Mikey, if you're really stuck and you want a copy of that, you could just get in touch with the show's producer. I'm sure he has it.
Yeah. I got his email.
All right. I'll give you your points, Dave. You didn't have to throw me in front of the board, in front of the bus to get on the board, but it's fine.
I don't know, Dave. I've heard that the producer's busy doing one other show.
All right, Gorilla. All right. I see. Go ahead. Who's next? Go ahead. Get your points.
Jump in. It's all you.
Step on up. Step on up to the plate.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because my wife actually started reading about stuff last tonight, and she looked at me. She's like, "This in 7 months. It's taken me 7 months to even to start like opening up about this." She still is like, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it." I'm like,
yeah,
Okay. You know.
Well, it's transformative. I mean, first of all, most people don't survive something like that, and then it's going to have lifelong repercussions for you and your entire family.
I didn't know Bill Paxton died from a dissection.
Most people do. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I didn't know
don't
how
survive
he died.
that.
I didn't know how he died because like the most famous dissection death is John Ritter.
So what's the survivability rate? Like 1%?
No, it's the doctor. Well, it depends. Okay, so if the dissection is like in early stages where it's just an aneurysm, you're scheduling surgery, like a week or whatever out, and they're just telling you not to just go home, take it easy, you're on bed rest.
Right.
My acute event was somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 to million to 1 against.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Because it had gone. Okay, so the way the aorta is say this is your aorta wall. There's 3 walls, and the outer 2 are very thin, but the middle one is very thick. And when I felt the explosion happen, that's when it had gotten through the first, and it had actually torn through the second. And this was all that was basically keeping me alive for about 6 hours
Oh my gosh.
until they got me to the operating table. And then this had burst. This had ruptured roughly when they right before they got me on the heart lung machine and bypassed.
But the dissection also went all the way down to your
into my
femoral
legs.
Yeah, right. And and it shut down.
Second layer had been cut down below my kidneys.
Sweet. Do you know what the stats are on the survivability of what you went through compared to the survivability of a parachute failure when somebody jumps out of a plane? Are you like up in that realm?
Probably.
There's a book actually about people who've fallen to earth with parachutes that haven't deployed or they didn't have parachutes at all. I read it in the 90s. It's quite interesting. I mean, because again, people think, oh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's just stats, right? Like,
as I told Atheist Morph, I'm like, I just rolled the 6,000 D20s and they all landed on 20.
6,000.
Theoretically, it's possible.
Listen, Quiet Gorilla, we all saw King of the Hill, and we all saw what happened to Peggy. So don't claim that there was some book when we all saw the same episode. The crows went up. I don't know what's compared against. A parachute not opening may be up there, but.
Or surviving.
I tell you. Yeah, surviving a parachute not opening. I'm guessing I'm somewhere in that vicinity.
Damn.
I think so. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
But
is that Randolph doing Hank Hill?
Oh.
Yeah, did I screw it all up?
No. Did you just do Hank Hill?
Do it
again. Do it again.
But I think that
the parachute ain't right. I tell you what.
Dead ringer.
Oh, really?
Now you have to do the.
I think Neil. I think that at some point.
Well, thank you, Bobby.
At some point, I feel like you should invite some Scandinavian that isn't half bionic to the show.
No, Bobby, you listen to me. You be careful with those gummy bears, boy.
I can't get those gummy bears. Fuck you.
Shartan, you're running out of bandwidth. Perhaps you should go to voice only because you are.
Oh, well, hang on a second. You mean he doesn't always speak like that?
Oh, I thought he was trying to do Boomhauer.
That's not his accent.
Oh.
No one can.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot's just blurry. Funny. That's why every photo of him is blurry.
No one can understand.
I'm from Mississippi Delta.
I can actually understand them better now.
All right, too many people talking at once.
It's not the bandwidth. It's something about crackling in StreamYard in the newest update. So they just released a new update for iPhones and iPads.
Right. iOS 14 and StreamYard not liking each other, probably.
Yep.
But if you're using the iOS, that means you're using Safari, right?
Yeah.
The mobile version of Safari.
Yeah, Yeah.
I find StreamYard works better on the Google than Safari.
Yeah,
It won't let me go into Chrome.
It won't let you open it on Chrome for the iPhone.
No, it defaults back to the Safari.
No, what?
Can I do it in Firefox though? Can I do it in Firefox?
You can try it.
Yeah, you can try Firefox.
Give it a second. I'll try it Firefox.
I hate to say it, but Microsoft Edge is actually really good on the iPhone.
It is. I'm impressed with it.
Version's not bad at all.
I actually stopped using Firefox and moved over to Edge.
I have to use Edge when we do the nonprofits, Jenna, because Chrome, for whatever reason, makes me all jittery and like shit on Rendezvous.
It's the
See, I don't
touching
know
of the
why,
cord.
because I use Google Chrome.
Well, Chrome has a memory leak the size of my aneurysm on my aorta 7
Oh God! Oh God!
There he is.
Google went down.
baby.
What was it yesterday? Google went down completely.
Sweet
It was
gets
down for
point.
hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google-
No, all of Google.
Oh yeah, no, it
went down.
was a major collapse.
Really?
Like
So-
Google, YouTube, all of it.
Yeah.
Swede, there's a trajectory for people who have had such life-altering, events. And when you start making fun of it, incorporating it into your daily events, you've reached a new plateau. So good on you. 7 months in, you're now like, I'm just putting this out there. I'm going to make fun of this. I'm just going to incorporate that into my shtick.
I sat and stared death in the face. I compare it to being a foxhole in World War I during an artillery barrage, and apparently there are atheists in foxholes. So fuck you.
I had a health scare in 2006 when I had to have surgery. I had been sick for months, and the physicians kept missing it. I eventually forced them to do some tests that I wanted to see the results with my own eyes. I saw the results Wednesday morning at 11. I was sent to a specialist at 3. I was admitted at 5, and 48 hours later, they opened me up and took out 2 different sections of my bowel because I had 3 holes and had formed a cyst behind my bladder.
Yeah.
And I spent a month in the hospital recovering because I nearly bled out on the table when they opened me up. And I lay there in the hospital bed going, wow, I came pretty close. I didn't suddenly become a believer in anything after life. I hadn't up to that point.
Although I did have a conversation with myself while I was waiting for the ambulance to show up, was hey, if there ever was a time, because this doesn't heal itself.
No.
Like, what's happening to me and what the doctor told me does not heal itself. So, okay, if this heals itself, good enough for me. We always wonder what proof would be sufficient.
If I walk out of here in the next 5 minutes,
still not
and live for another 60 years. There's that. But I was 5:30. I sat down to eat. I felt like my chest exploded Friday evening. I had run 10K that morning. My wife was yelling at me because she thought I was dehydrated because I didn't drink enough water afterwards. But eventually, when my leg went numb, then I was like, okay, I called her sister, who's a surgeon, and she said, go to the ER. The ER doctor kept thinking that I was having a heart attack, which is what they misdiagnosed John Ritter as, for 48 straight fucking hours until he died. One of the most painful deaths you can ever have. And at one point, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, when the doctor had walked in to be like, you're not secreting whatever the hormone or the protein is when you have a heart attack is. And I don't remember the name of it, but they're like, this is not in your system. Yeah,
it's elevated
I had
for the heart
bags of fluid in me, and I still couldn't go to the bathroom because there was no blood going to my
kidneys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Penis.
And so, but the way my body was getting rid of fluid was I would have complete sweat attacks where I would just drench myself with sweat. And so
sounds like me on a date.
And then the doctor walks in at 3, and I go, she goes, are you tall for your family? I go, yeah, and I've been tested for Marfan's. And she looked at me like, oh fuck. And then 15 minutes later, I'm in a CT. An hour later, she walks in. She was a nice Indian lady. Her face was white.
Wow.
Because it was like she was like telling me I was dead.
Yeah, they could have lost you before they got you into an operating theater.
Yeah.
You could have gone into
And
complete
so
organ
she
failure.
asked me, "Is there anybody else to call?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, call mom and dad," because I don't even know what to say to them, because I couldn't understand what she was saying, because the look on her face was like, there's words coming at me, but
You're like the ringing, like a.
So yeah, it was, and then finally, I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to call my wife," and she's like, "Well, your wife's on the way," and I'm like, "All right, I'm not going to call her and distract her while she's driving. We don't need two tragedies at the exact same time." And then, because my sister-in-law is a surgeon, my wife got to be with me until about 5 hours post-op.
Wow.
But she got to be with me right after recovery all the way through. And then I woke up maybe 10 o'clock in the morning on Mother's Day. And the coolest part of this whole thing was my wife called on her phone.
You woke up.
My wife called my mom on her phone, and my mom just thought this was going to be another update. And when she answered the phone, it was me. So she dropped the phone. But that was, so they drove from Wisconsin on down to see me. Well, nobody could see me, for the next 6 days. So if you ever have anybody in the hospital for the next 6 days, it's fucking lonely.
You can't see me. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh my god.
Bum, 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 bum.
So yeah, call your friends in the hospital, because they're bored, they're lonely.
Yeah, I usually go visit them when they're there.
My partner was an administrator at the hospital that I was admitted to. And so when the specialist saw me and said, "I think I know what's wrong. I have to admit you to the hospital. Can you check in at 5?" And I was like, "I need to let work know where I'm going and to go pack a bag." And so I went to the hospital, and I went to my partner's office, and it was like 5 after 5. And she was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Apparently I'm being admitted to this hospital." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Apparently there's something wrong with my insides." And so she took me up the back stairs to admitting and got me settled into the unit. And then when they found out what was actually really going on, she went and handpicked my surgeon. And then we went from there. But yes, you're right. Unless you have inside connections with that kind of stuff, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
So can you tell me about the surgeon trees that you guys have outside the house? Can you say hand-picked? So did you went for
there's a hallway, and they're all hanging from the ceiling, just kind of go along, and you say, "Oh, this is the surgeon that I went with." They come in zippered bags.
You give them a little on the butt just to see if there's enough water inside,
Right, you want enough of an echo without it being too squishy.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a nice firm surgeon.
Ditto. Don't kink shame me.
Nobody's going to do that. What's this?
Okay, so this is your aorta.
Yeah.
This is the graft.
That's a Pokemon.
This is the graft that's holding things together. And then I had the ascending dissection, so my valve is down in here. And then the graft goes all the way up, holding it together.
Yeah, it goes from the ascending to the transverse to the descending.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then you can kind of see the layers that it's kind of. But yeah, it had gone through all of them right here. This is where it ruptured. It was right there.
Yeah. Which is super troubling, because that, like, any connection point, that's the hardest part to repair.
Yeah.
So, like, it's one thing if a wall ruptures. It's very different if a valve ruptures, or if my vocabulary is escaping me right now. But if we're at a connection point, if we're at a place where it's pulled in multiple directions at once, if that has a catastrophic failure, that's very different.
And that's what Marfan's gives you is you cannot produce fibrillum, which makes your connective tissue
because you're growing
elastic.
too quickly for your internal connective tissues to be able to keep up with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This by the way, this is one of those moments with all the technical jargon going on here, where I'm just sitting there going.
So like what Marfan's is your FBN1 gene is mutated, and your FBN1 gene is what controls your body's ability to produce a protein called fibrillum. Fibrillum is a derivative or a parent of elastin. We're like elastin, and you can guess from elastin what exactly it does. But fibrillum,
It lasts a long time.
Elastin sits on top of fibrillum when they're meshed together, and it makes things elastic or ability to.
It's the same,
but not to come apart.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's because that's the same thing that's in like the legs of grasshoppers and fleas, right? Elastin.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, basically, we have tissues in our body that are meant to be able to be stretched and deformed without losing structural integrity. And
talk about
the underlying chemical components of those tissues includes things like elastin and fibrillin. And so, if you have a defect in the gene that produces those pieces of the basic fundamental components of those tissues, then they don't stretch, or they overstretch, or they stretch and they fail. And then you get a whole host of
tell me about it.
Yeah, which we call connective tissue disorders. And so Marfan is one of a family of connective tissue disorders like Ehlers-Danlos and Sjogren's. Trying to think of the whole group. Do you know them, Jenna?
There's 27.
Yeah. I don't know all 27, but
name all of them, please.
It's been about.
I can actually go get my genetic test and actually list out all the markers and everything that they tested for. But what came back is it's me and 2 other families have this very specific mutation, and they had not connected it with Marfan's until my event.
Right.
And now I get to be part of whatever study or paper it is to say that, and I still don't know what that fucking P word is that we were trying to figure out.
Penis.
That this mutation is not benign. This mutation is not benign. This mutation is malicious.
Mikey, stop promoting their website.
Yeah, I know. Actually, Sweet, I was reading up on FBRN and Marfan's after our conversation last week, and the way that it's inherited genetically is different. Yeah, it's terribly pernicious in the way that it's inherited.
Well, yeah, it's a dominant gene, so you only need one parent with it, and the kid is a 50-50.
The blood protein that they were testing for was likely troponin, but I don't know if that's the word that you were looking for.
No, it had to do with what the word we were looking for the other night had to do with the genetics of the
mutation is
the mutation. Yeah.
It started with a P, and it's like patho something.
Penis.
Shut up, Mikey. Jesus.
But I have a very serious question.
My producer, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, producer.
There
you go.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah, but we're ignoring you.
Definitely malignant in this case, but it's fine.
Malignant with a silent P.
Malignant, malicious, whatever you want to call it. It's not a benign. It's not a benign mutation.
Pneumonia.
Yeah. Zara, you were gonna say something?
Pterodactyl.
Yeah. So, Sweet. When you find out you had a mutation, how bummed out were you that you weren't like Wolverine or Magneto?
Well, that's actually one of the jokes that I was making was when we were going over the genetics and everything. You know, because they were kind of weirded out the fact that I was like making jokes about what happened to me, and because these people were like, "This happened to you 7 months ago, and you're making jokes that you almost died," and I'm like, "Well, what else am I supposed to do?"
Yeah,
I don't.
Now tell us about the eye lasers.
And so I go, mutations were never a problem for Dr. Xavier. So, I saw 2 of them laugh, and then the rest of them were like, who is he talking about? And I'm like,
put them out of the room immediately. They're not.
They're not. How dare they?
I don't want to geneticist who doesn't know who Dr. Xavier is. I no.
You need to get a shirt now that says "I have a mutation," and all I got was a aortic graft.
X-Men on that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
X-Men's bullshit. Oh, I ended up with a graft.
And I've had a debate on whether or not, and obviously with the business that I'm in, I deal with oil and gas business quite a bit, and people are like, we need to ban fracking. And I'm like, yeah, you can ban fracking as soon as you find an alternative method to create the graft that's holding my aorta together, because that's a petroleum product. And the only reason it works is because it's completely not made from plant material, because otherwise your body is going to start rejecting things.
Right. Yeah. You'd be on like immune inhibitors for the rest of your life. Yeah.
But we don't need to get the oil from fracking. There's other ways we can get the oil.
No, fracking actually saves the environment over.
Things can be corrected once.
But fracking is way better for the environment than old traditional vertical drilling. Don't even go down that road.
Don't even go there, girl.
I wonder if we can use petroleum products to make medical. Let's take some tires apart and break them down.
They do that already. They've got them in like playgrounds and all kinds of shit.
It just depends on the type of petroleum, because you get about 1,000 products out of petroleum normally, and you get about 30,000 if you fully derivatize.
You get fried oil etouffee,
gumbo.
So we've got the beginnings of a whole new medical product here. We are going to turn recycled tires into aortic grafts.
I don't think that's the molecule that you want out of that.
Just use an inner tube. You got bikes up there in fucking Nebraska. Get a fucking bike.
Over there, where the same freaking latitude
in all of Nebraska, they have 4 bikes.
Just take a bike tire. It's very easy to inflate. I can show you how. You just put it in there and you just tuck it. You gotta tuck it in though. That's the thing. You gotta tuck it, and then
Wait, Mikey, hold on. We still have the rib cage. How do we get around the rib cage?
I almost got him.
And if you really
how do we get around the rib cage?
Look at the cage opener when they rip you open, and then the thing that they put on to keep you held open. That thing that gave me nightmares.
That's because they lack imagination. That's why they did it that way. All they had to do was you take the inner tube, just like if you're changing your bike tire, you put like a little Vaseline on there, some sort of lubricant. You can slip it right through the rib.
Again.
Lubricant is the exact opposite of what you want, Mikey. You don't want it slipping once you get a hold of the rib cage.
Well, then
you want that shit to stay.
I'm saying you wipe it off after you're done. I'm not a fucking barbarian. Jesus. I'm using a fucking bike inner tube to fix his aorta. You think I'm some sort of numbskull?
Okay, Dr. Frankenstein.
Are you talking about bias ply?
I'd like to use something to clamp. Video for how to install it.
What is
you guys want to hide?
Dr. Mike,
wait.
How to install your inner tube aortic graft?
I'm so glad you're not a Dr. Mikey.
Tell me, hey, are y'all looking for a how-to video? Is that what I'm looking at?
Go to YouTube for the inner tube.
Right?
This is
Say no more. Say
aortic
no more.
grafts for dummies.
I'm gonna grab like a chicken.
Dr. Mikey.
I'm gonna grab a chicken from like the market, and I'll grab like a small inner tube. And then I'll show y'all. They made
I'm gonna figure you out. But what?
They did it the complicated way. You know, like there's the easy way and there's a hard way. They went the hard way.
You know, when you buy the chicken, usually its innards have been removed, right? Including its aorta.
In private chat, I gave you the YouTube video of how they do it. It's by Khan Academy.
There you go.
I'll snap.
Yeah, they got the long version. But if you ain't got time for all that bullshit,
share that shit in the regular chat.
My video is going to be about 3 minutes long.
Long version.
The long version.
Cut this down to 3 minutes.
Right.
Mikey, you better make sure you got
come from where I come from. This is how we do it.
So you know, like how they have like those recipe videos on like Facebook. They're like 2 minutes long. Yeah, and they just like kind of. So I'll just have like a hot plate, an aorta, and then I like pull all the ingredients right in front of the camera, and then I'll just get a couple of what's those fasteners that they use for like PVC pipes. Get a couple of those.
Cornstarch. It's fine. Just use cornstarch.
What the fuck are you on about?
Cornstarch is probably good. That sounds like
It'll
work.
be fine.
Just
It's
cock
like
it and you, listen,
You're all
listen,
right.
you get
Go ahead.
Mikey, you get a clamp, you get some, you just cock it, let it dry.
You said cock.
Yeah.
You said just said cock.
Gorilla. I should use quiet Gorilla Glue to put my air.
There it is.
Gorilla glue.
We glue incisions shut all the time. So
Yep. It
Yeah,
smells like
I have a
bananas.
scar in my
Fine.
head from surgical glue.
You just take your box cutter, right? And you're gonna make a line. And then this is what I'm saying. Like they make
Stop
things.
talking.
Sharpie, you need the
Stop
Sharpie
talking.
to you
Your
know.
mouth is still moving. Stop talking.
You
Oh,
can
we're having some connection issues. Nice try.
Poor Jartan. Oh, Jartan.
you can just see Mikey on late night TV. It's the new Flex Seal
He's like,
surgery
"Fuck this, I'm
spot."
Why
breaking."
didn't you just use Flex Seal?
Flex Seal.
You could have just used Flex Seal on your aorta.
Yeah, right. You use the clear
Imagine,
one.
imagine somebody fucking hearing this and go like, "Oh, seems like a good idea. I'll try that."
could it be any worse than drinking bleach?
Yeah, this is worse than IV.
Injecting.
Like sticking a
Don't forget the UV lights.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The lights and the bleach.
Yeah.
And then by like 55.
Surgeries with Mickey Famine. I'd watch it.
Quick surgeries. I like that.
Mm.
DIY, do it yourself surgeries with Mikey Famine.
Yeah.
But you know,
just remember to wipe it off.
DIY open heart surgery. Like
we are all going to need a certain level of medical understanding when the zombie apocalypse hits. So
And
Mikey
then you
got
guys will
something here.
all, and
We
you'll
have
all
an entire
come
catalog.
begging. You'll all come begging, and I will say no to each of you for mocking me this day.
Yeah. Chapter 3: How to reset a broken bone. Yeah, popsicle sticks.
I actually was gonna stitching.
Popsicle
You-
sticks.
you're gonna need episode on how to stitch properly. You know, if you lose a limb.
So I actually have to take off because
What?
my
The real producer has to come in and do the job.
my friends at VFU are having scheduling difficulties, and they want me at 10:30.
You know what? VFU then. It's fine.
Mikey, you gotta stick around for just a second.
All right. Why do you
Mikey,
go
tell him.
Hold on. So if anybody has any quick I can do it in 3 seconds. I can tell you how to fix whatever is wrong with you. And Quiet Gorilla, since it's your show, you give me an ailment, and I will solve it in 3 sentences.
In 3
This is what it looks like when you glued your chest back together.
Cool.
Is that
No
actually your
staple,
chest?
no stitches, no nothing.
No boobs.
I have a quick solution for you. Don't eat gummy bears and listen to Mikey.
Yeah.
You don't even get gummy bears where you're at. You shut your mouth.
Sweet. Was that actually yours?
Yeah, that's my chest.
They glued you back together.
Yep.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Mikey.
I had staples.
God damn.
Yeah.
I had a world-renowned surgeon.
Oh,
my
man.
God, staples.
Quit praying.
Staples. And then they let me go, and I had to take the staples out. Like my partner and I did it because we didn't want to go back to the hospital.
Oh
So
my
they
God.
sent us over with a staple
God,
removal
no.
kit. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Twice, because I had to have 2 surgeries. I had to have a second one 6 months later, and so twice I got to lose my
hell no.
Lidocaine patches or anything?
Yeah,
Like-
bag of frozen peas.
Okay.
Cool. Are you supposed
to eat them after?
Like, did you use clove oil?
I just put a bag of frozen peas on it for a few minutes, and then went slow and gentle and took out. I think the first surgery I had 40 staples, and the second one I had 30.
Brother, no.
So do you trade in the bag of peas for liquor or something to numb the pain? Like what was the peas for?
Right.
Do you have a barter system going on that we're
So when you get like a chronic shoulder injury, you just keep a bag of frozen peas in your freezer for like 20 years. It's just for
Or
that.
you have laparoscopic surgery. Like,
What this is for, man?
This big.
Peas are cheap and they conform nicely to the shoulder.
Yes,
and
they
It's
do.
free.
But
Yeah.
I'm a manual therapist. I'll treat you for way less than it costs for
Well,
you
actually,
to deal with pain.
Frozen peas are better than corn?
It's interesting because I have a totally wrecked
Late to the
shoulder
conversation.
and got physio for like 5 years on the East Coast, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then I moved to the West Coast, and within like 6 months, all of a sudden, I was getting my range of motion back, and my paresthesia, and my hand was gone. And
oh my God! No, the paresthesia is huge because they alleviate the impact on your
on the nerve. Yeah, right.
Yeah, on your ulnar.
Is that the fuzziness you
can? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Paresthesia is the pins and needles feeling. Like you can feel it, but it's that constant fall asleep feeling.
But there's like levels to it, yeah. Because I had like spine issues, and it felt like there was like static on my fingertips.
That is specifically what I teach people to deal with all around the world.
That's what I live with.
I hate it when my leg falls asleep. Though. A, that's the worst fucking feeling ever.
When your
and
leg
B,
falls-
it's going to be up all night now.
I can't help it if you're a lazy ass. I mean, from people who are.
No, my ass doesn't get frozen. Just my.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Well, that's probably.
No, I live with that. I live with that.
Unless I put it in the freezer intentionally. But.
Well, but
Who
again,
does
I'm not going to
anymore?
kink shame you. You do you.
Yeah. But I said to the physios here, I said, my God, like I've had physio for years and it got better, but not great. Yes, right. And I'm here 6 months, and all of a sudden, you folks have like remedied so many of my longstanding shoulder issues. And they looked at me and they're like, "Well, we're used to working on Olympic athletes."
Yep.
Right. And I'm like, "Oh, right." Okay.
They didn't expect you to like swim like a mile and like do a decathlon or some shit after. It's like, okay, you're all ready to go out to your next event. It's like
exactly. Yeah. So, an old guy with a wrecked shoulder is nothing compared to what they're used to working on.
What am I looking at here?
A bunch of treadmills looking into someone's house.
Well, you guys were talking about zombies earlier, and Mikey had solutions, and I think this beats Mikey's solution.
Okay.
This is like one.
Zombie apocalypse remedy.
But for Aunt Jer in the chat there, I am a public health educator, so I work on continuing education with public health officials, everybody from nurse practitioners to massage therapists and physical therapist assistants. But also in my private practice, I work with people who are dealing with chronic pain or recovering from life-altering surgeries.
If you have here's something to teach people. If you have a sharp pain in your front or your back that moves and you can feel it move, get a CT scan. Don't let any doctor tell you any other thing, because that's what kills about 20% of people is they don't get the CT scan.
If it moves from front to back, that's a really bad sign.
If it moves at all, like when I felt
I had a CT scan and nothing came up.
It go, I could feel it move.
Holy shit!
And then that's when you go grab the
Flex seal.
Yeah, you go grab that shit.
Yep, and just bam.
If you can feel it move
in the sternum, just boom,
right?
Having a dissection.
Just slice something. It doesn't matter where, and then spazap.
See, that happens with my left shoulder, but I had a CT scan done and nothing came up. Well, I mean, look, time out. I have the MRI showed tears in my labrum and my rotator cuff.
Right.
But when the CT scan came up, that's it. That there was nothing major wrong.
Probably soft tissue with inflammation pinching on the nerves.
Yeah, because there's a lot more stuff in my spine and arthritis and stuff going on.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Stop diagnosing during a fucking stream you're cold. God damn it!
What?
Why don't you fix your internet connection?
What's he complaining about?
No, sis.
I don't know. His mouth is just open and there's gargling coming out.
That is fucking dead. Like,
Can I-
listen to your doctor.
Let me just get some Flex Seal tape for his fucking connection, because it is
Yeah,
leaking out all
he's
over the
rambling
place.
and I can't make out a thing he said.
I can't hear anything
We're
he's saying
testing
either.
half words. That's the problem.
But
Are we having technical difficulties?
No.
Yes, we are.
That's the Norwegian language to begin with.
Oh snap!
I love it.
So for tons of quiet mice, yeah, we're all wasting our time here. That's the point. And for Aunt Jer, for all the doctors on the panel, why does what and what? Talk to your own, like your family doctor. Like go talk to somebody about that. That's my one legitimate piece of medical advice. Is
don't
if
take
you
any
have a
medical
question
advice
about
on the
why
YouTube
one thing
show.
hurts when another thing hurts, like go talk to your family
get yourself
doctor.
checked
It hurts
out.
when I do this. Don't do that.
Right. Like,
and don't get upset if the doctors don't have the answers. Like, just keep searching.
yeah,
If
but
they don't have the answers, they generally tend to send you to a specialist.
yeah, but
Never
but
go to naturalnews.com.
no, don't. But as a general thing, there is such a thing as pain transference. So when you're experiencing an issue in one area of your body, it may be referred pain to another area of your body. That's something to talk about, but again, your general practitioner would be the person to talk to about that.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with anxiety and the way you tense up.
Oh,
we all froze.
Go ahead, Flex Seal.
If I can,
Flex Seal.
if I can just, I need nobody. If you don't interrupt me, I think that you can hear me. But as soon as you do, it gets old.
No, we get like half words, dude.
Does he watch the shows afterwards to see how garbled he is?
Absolutely not. He doesn't even remember he's on them.
Usually he's pretty good though. This is the first time I've ever heard him being a robot.
No, he's in the cave with candles. He's powered by candlelight.
He's in a cabin where they have like 1G service.
Here, Shartan, go to the chat, type out what you want to say, and I'll read it so everybody can fucking understand it.
There you go.
I'll send it to you.
I don't think you can on your phone. You can't enter chat.
IQ does it all the time.
So as a bit of a tangent, though, I said to Neil before, I said I actually might have to make some content for my new YouTube channel, because one of the things that's been irritating me is the current conversation on Twitter about Jill Biden's use of the term doctor.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
And not only did I go make sure that she actually has an earned doctorate, and although yes, it's an education and that's a professional degree, not necessarily an academic degree, but still it's an earned doctorate. I went and got her dissertation and read it. And it is an actual earned doctorate in education, looking at student retention, which is a thing in the field. So as far as I'm concerned, she's earned it. Like,
yeah.
She wants
like we don't even discuss it, dude. Like, just it is what it is. She's a doctor. There's no even
Doctor doesn't necessarily always mean medical.
Right. And you know, for the Wall Street Journal and then Ben Shapiro to suggest that only
not the Wall Street Journal, it was an opinion piece.
Oh, okay, you're right. It wasn't the paper; it was an opinion piece. But
they still published it.
To suggest that only physicians get to call themselves doctors.
Now, I hate to turn this whole thing blue, guys, but you guys have been
Dr. Dre.
You guys have been in the presence of a doctor this whole time. A doctor of love.
Good Lord.
We haven't seen your fiance on here in forever.
I just want to put out a little notice here. I require a new producer.
I'm a Dr. Pepper.
Help wanted. Producer, seek application inside. All right, let me see what Mr. Jar Jar Flex Seal.
Flex Seal.
Oh, I'm already working on the meme.
I will kill you. I will kill you.
Yeah, speaking about talking about things online, dick.
You see some of the ones they've done of me, Jartan. Don't worry about it, man. It's just
there's so many, dude.
And you fucking love it and don't even lie.
Thursday night's fucking technical difficulties will be so much better because I'm actually using OBS to like do the scoreboard, so I can't change the technical difficulty thing and re-record it yet. But when I do,
don't you have like 2 minutes to be at this other thing?
Yeah,
he doesn't really actually have to go. He can just kind of like log in.
I just have to flip over.
Yeah, this isn't like a meeting across town.
Exactly. It's like
you can mute us if you need to talk to them for some reason.
Push this button and then push this.
You got the points.
Right?
Like that's true. Maybe I'll just have no video on their side.
Tons of Mice always wins.
Yeah, Tons of Mice also just made it funny about
Tons of Mice baller. Also,
somebody banned Tons of Mice from the chat.
It doesn't.
So somebody else can win.
That's fine. If you ban Tons of Mice, then Google Eats is going to win, and if you ban Google Eats, then Punchable Chicken's going to win.
Chicken's going to win.
We'd have to ban so many.
To ban half of YouTube.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a Punchable Chicken.
But also, Aunt Jared, you're having an issue, please.
Point? Did Char have a point? Send a point.
Yeah. Also, Aunt Jared, if you're legit having an issue, please get a
Mike,
second opinion.
Char's point.
Oh, he doesn't want to. He said, "Fuck it," not even tight Cha.
No, he's just gonna snack. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can't.
Somebody-
You can't.
What's
you
that?
can't-
Poutine? What's going on there?
No, they
Poutine.
have good food in Sweden.
Do y'all have poutine crisps? Because I want some of them.
I'm not in Sweden anymore, for fuck's sake.
The scoreboard before I run out of here. Mikey
Oh, read.
6, Swede 4, Jenna 1, Ease 2, Neil 6, Aunt Jer 2, Tons of Mice
Yes,
12,
six.
IQ 10, Silverback 8, probably 12.
IQ 10? Where the fuck is IQ?
IQ gets 10 because he sent me like 48 memes and they are gold, and that is an honorary 10 points.
I am taking
How
this
does
to the
that
11th
compare?
Circuit Court
I'm
of
calling-
Appeals.
yeah,
I know I
yeah,
got
I'm
at least
contesting
one
here.
from that.
Okay,
Bullshit. It's not that
okay. I am
IQ gets dick.
I
All
am
right? Like, he's just,
Neil,
no.
start the stream
I would-
over.
no,
Start the
if-
stream over. Start the count again.
I would like to know if Jartan gets any bonus points for anger
We're
management.
submitting an amicus brief saying that 6 of us get to.
Oh, hey,
so fine. I do have to run, so we'll do this fairly. All at the same time, all of you yell who deserves to win.
We're about to have room, too, because I'm...
Oh, Ragabash Dabbler. I'm the only one that yelled. I win.
Neil the 604 chicken.
So the winner of tonight's show on December 15th, 2020 is Ragabash Dabbler.
What up?
Such a genius.
I vote
Got
for.
Neil the 604 chicken.
I know, right?
I told you, you'll never stop him. You'll never stop him. I love you guys. Sorry, I have to bid you adieu. But
Thank you, Mikey.
Bye, Mikey.
Bid you
Bye,
adieu.
guys.
And
Dude,
then one
what I
other
mean-
thing before we jump back in, Aunt Jer, that's awesome, but remember that you are the expert on you, so if it is concerning you and you really feel like you need attention, please go get attention. I know I keep bringing it down, but like I can't help myself because sometimes people only ask a question one time.
And as Aunt Jer is the expert on Aunt Jer, it's Jer. It rhymes with fur.
Oh, good to know.
Sure.
Well, Aunt Jer, you
Fur, Jer.
Aunt Jer, you are the expert on you. So by all means, you know when something's wrong. If you have an issue, please get a second opinion.
Always. And I think
Always.
Jenna deserves extra points for wearing a Star Trek hoodie and not knowing that she was wearing a Star Trek hoodie. It's
Yeah,
even
we'll
got
give
a
her-
little, like, it's got, like, yeah.
So you remember it's Aunt Jer without the bill, so it's not gerbil.
Oh God!
Go fix something, Randolph. Build something.
Or
I'm
dig a
going to
hole.
give your spot to somebody else if those kind of jokes keep flying out of
No, dig a hole because a lot of Canadians will die when the world opens up again.
It's only about food and dying and opening.
Yeah, something
Canadian.
about
Bring up
not
Canadian,
America,
yeah.
and I
Oh, yeah,
don't care.
Canadian.
It's fine.
Canadian food dying.
Yeah.
No, Canadian food's awesome.
People!
Don't worry.
Canadian people.
Okay.
Oh,
Fucking
People die.
yes, there
Oh.
are people in Canada. Yes. That's how they refer to us as Canadians.
Yeah, there are like 12 of you. It's fine.
Well, no, it's fucking three. There's 4 of us in here right now. So what are the
Okay.
other?
You're the 8.
Okay, wait. So there are like 4 of you there
The other
now,
18.
and then there's like 1 apiece in like Yukon and Nunavut and the Northwest
My
Territory.
roommate's in the other room, so that's
Yeah.
we're already over
Okay,
12.
so then there are maybe like 2 in Labrador and Newfoundland, and like 3 in Prince Edward Island, and then there's like
Invisible?
what's that?
Rags,
Yeah,
are you
no, I went
invisible?
invisible.
Oh.
I went invisible because
It's cool 'cause
I
of
needed.
invisibility on.
Yep, it's cool.
Yes.
I sent you a
yes,
link, X.
But they do have universal healthcare, so sit the fuck down.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's easy to
Wait,
provide
please.
when there are like 27 people total in the country.
I'm Mikey leaves and all of a sudden Shar becomes like clear.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
Mikey's
Good
impressing you, Shar.
it's a conspiracy.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I did not.
Oh my
I did
God.
not change the name. I'm still Jar Jar
Oh,
Binks, aren't I?
Yes, you are still Shar Binks.
Yeah.
You're so Shar.
And to be
Well,
fair,
Finally snapped. You saw it here live on YouTube. On my channel. Sharkman Jar Jar Binks has finally snapped like a dry twig in the heat. He's crazier than a shithouse rat right now.
right? But
Well,
to be fair, he has not had a canonical death, so he could show up in the Mandalorian.
Perhaps he's progressed out of the anger management phase now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we really did break him.
Apparently, he just discovered he did something really dumb.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
He's about to admit
bottle
it.
of scotch that he
It's all
did.
right, Jaja. It's all right.
Too much scotch, maybe? I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
What do you
maybe.
think he's drinking?
Yeah.
See, Neil, what I like about these after parties is they're always so happy.
Yeah, and it's all his fault.
It's the Binks. It's the Binks.
Oh, hang on. I think we have another person joining the fun now.
Yes.
Are we
Let's
sure?
keep this going.
Outcast. What's going on, X?
Hey, Outcast,
Are we sure that we haven't sent him any of those gummies?
is that picture of the Mexican staring frog of southern Sri Lanka?
Oh shit.
Sure.
Oh.
Coming right for us.
It almost looks like Jabba the Hutt's Planet Earth cousin.
Yeah.
Poor child.
The full image is just a frog sitting there like in a little tub and just says whack underneath it, like he's just judging you.
Oh, I see. You need these glasses.
I'm sorry, I don't
That's
think I've
Kermit.
changed that. Oh,
Kermit gained some weight.
Sorry, man.
Well, would you eat nothing but pork all the time? Oh God, I can't believe I said that one.
If Kermit and Grogu had a kid, that's what it would look like.
Grogu. Everyone's using his name now.
I hate the name. It should have just been the child for the whole thing.
Right.
Why do you hate the name? I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It was more fun just the child, you know.
Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Yoda was serious, you know.
Yeah.
That
I
somebody is clipping that, X. You better be careful about what you say on this stream.
This will make you happy. Yeah, this will make you happy. Because, whoops, what I got here underneath all this shit is I got the
Razor Crest.
Yeah. Look at the name they gave him. The child.
Okay, so what you need to do, Neil, is you need to just take a picture of it when it's all in pieces and be like, season 2, this is what it looks like.
Spoilers!
Oh, come on. It's been like a month.
Also,
I haven't seen it.
Also, 100%.
Why is my no?
you need to-
Why is my audio okay now that Mikey left?
I'm telling you, it's a
I don't know.
conspiracy.
It's the
Your
Binks in
audio
your
is
name.
better, but you're lagging now because I said that 5 minutes ago.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
an
not even here to tally up
anti-Scandinavian
points
thing.
anymore.
We're not sure.
X, I have the perfect solution for you. If Neil would put this up for Elf on the Shelf hysteria, just put this in your.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
I am so tired of my Elf on the Shelf. I am so tired of dealing with it.
Grogu ate him like everybody else. I don't think. Has anyone seen any of them this year? I really haven't seen it.
I have. They are all over my freaking Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine
of course.
painted
That's why I
faces
don't
on
go
all
on.
the eggs last night.
And that's why I avoid Facebook.
In Canada, we have goose on a moose.
Goose on a moose.
Yeah, but what do you do the
That's
other
new to me.
11 months?
Huh?
It's fine.
You're invisible again. Would you take the
I know.
cloak off? God damn it.
I,
What is he doing? Is he wearing the green screen?
Hi.
I think I've seen that scene in some sort of Jekyll and Hyde.
But what do you do the other 11 months in Canada? Ayo! Sorry, that's it. It was way too long since I made the joke. It's not funny anymore. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good.
Wait a
Just
minute.
move on. There's nothing to see here.
Wait a minute. There's 11 more months.
Jenna slowly covers her head.
Right.
I think
She's
there's
just like,
more
I
joke that you
don't.
can beat out of that thing. There's
Just
go
leave
ahead.
this man. Let him die on his
That's what
own.
my
It's
girlfriend
fine.
used to say to me.
No, but like
Never
all
mind.
the Canada-US jokes were funny under, Clinton and Bush and Obama. But as soon as fucking Trump took, it was like, yeah, I would fucking rather be in Canada any day of the fucking week. It's like a great love department who always has the good parties, and then you're the angry man with a broom just chopping after the roof.
Well, they're all curling.
Yeah.
That's what we do here in Canada too. We also curl. Yes.
You do curl.
Well, we needed to come up with something else to do with the ice.
Well,
Actually,
other than hockey.
Men with Brooms is a very funny movie. If you
It
ever,
is.
and the lead singer from the Tragically Hip is a star in that one too. He stars.
That's a band I haven't heard in a while.
They're awesome, man. I love them. I do one of their songs. I cover one of their tunes. New Orleans is Sinking.
Do you cover any
we all have
Econoline
to-
Crush?
Yeah, but we all have to remember that
I know
Neil was
them,
born in the
but I
40s.
don't cover them.
Neil was born in the 40s.
Oh no.
Born in the what? Okay, don't age me more than I actually am.
I think he meant
I'm
Tampa.
only 32. Fuck.
Yes, in 1982 when I was born. Yes.
No. I was just gonna say I'm only 32 with 22 years experience.
There you go.
Perfect. That's
Clever.
equivalent.
And then 17 year of drinking on that, so you might have missed a few there, mate.
All right, don't ever come here, Jartan, or I'm gonna
Very
Gordie Howe
audacity.
elbow your ass when you get here. That's for sure.
He wouldn't be used to the sheer vastness of the country. He'd get lost before he even made it out of Toronto.
Yeah, where's all the polar bears?
Oh, that would be funny. Put him on a bus to Edmonton.
No.
He's gotta go to the tree.
I have
Tree
to
and
tell you this. I have to tell you this. So last night, my dog went fucking insane. And right outside my fucking window, my bedroom fucking window, there was a fucking bear going around snoozing.
Oh, cool.
So don't make fun of bears because
Give Yogi a picnic basket.
they're fucking big as shit, though.
We weren't making fun
Yeah,
of
they
bears.
are.
We were making fun of you.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well.
Well then.
Well, that's okay. That's warranted because, well, there's a lot of fucking fabric there for you to make fun of.
Have any of you guys been to St. John's? I've been wanting to check that place out. It looks like a weird town.
St. John's, Newfoundland?
Yeah.
I lived there for 23 years.
Oh, nice.
Well, there you go.
What would you like to know?
He's got some stories.
I don't know. Just looks like
I'm
a
going
cool
to tell you
place to
about my
visit, that's all.
days in St. John's, Newfoundland.
I mean,
It's,
you can just all you got to do is just hop, and you're in England pretty much at that point. You know.
well, actually, in fact,
but no,
WestJet does a flight during the summer months on Friday nights from St. John's to Dublin that is cheaper than St. John's to Toronto.
Yes.
And so,
flying within Canada is ridiculous.
Dude, fuck WestJet. I'm
So-
sorry.
so we're like, do we want to go to Toronto or let's just go to Dublin for the weekend?
Yeah.
So we would just get on board a plane at 11:30 on Friday night and wake up in Dublin at 7 a.m. and have breakfast.
Very cool.
And then the drinking begins.
And if you're not using Google Flights to find your low-cost airfare, I don't know what you're doing because that has changed my life. Like I found like $32 fares.
Well, except in Canada, we don't have that many carriers, so you really it's pointless.
It cost me like the same amount it cost me to go to Austin, Texas, to go to fucking Kamloops.
Yeah.
I love
I
my.
think you made up that
I
last
could
word.
drive there
I
in
don't
4
think it's
hours.
a real word.
If you're at all flexible in the day you leave and want to come back,
Jonathan.
it's amazing.
I love
Like,
Harvey.
I found Omaha to Stockholm was $300.
Good lord.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a
I
cheap
flew
country.
from Toronto. I flew from Toronto to Honolulu and then stayed for 8 days and flew from Honolulu to somewhere in New Zealand. And it cost me less than flying from Toronto to Sydney. Like including my actual stay in Honolulu in 8 days in an Airbnb. Like the airfare to fly from Toronto to Honolulu, then Honolulu to wherever I was in New Zealand. Like, I was like, oh, you mean I can just chill here for 8 days on a business trip and hang out in Honolulu? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Thanks.
Right. It's actually cheaper to fly from here to Montreal and back to Toronto than it is to fly direct to Toronto.
it's
It's
a
weird. up here.
one-way flight from St. John's to Vancouver is 4 times the cost of a flight from Vancouver to Honolulu.
Yeah. Well, Honolulu is
Wow.
pretty close.
I like the fact that it's like same distance for me to fly to either Las Vegas, Denver, or like Seattle or Portland from Utah, right where I'm at. So
that's nicely placed. You're in a good spot. Then
And you're a Delta hub, so
yeah.
No, but when
there's always a flight.
Yeah.
When I
you were
moved
in
to
Kamloops, Abram? I've been to Kamloops too. What are you talking about? Nothing to do there except eat all the dust that floats. It's like Merritt. There's a lot of dust that floats around.
When I moved to
Just
Florida,
for fishing,
right?
though.
It's cute when Neil makes places up.
When I moved to Florida, I flew
Laugh
to
at Google
Halifax
Maps.
and I got a bus down to America, and I bought a car in America, and I drove down to.
You took a bus from Norway to America? How the fuck did you do
Wait,
that?
no. You took a bus from Halifax, Nova Scotia?
Yes. To
Florida?
No, he just went across the
just
border.
over the border.
Oh,
Just
okay.
across the border,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
I bought a car,
Just into
and then
Maine.
I drove down to Florida.
Yeah.
And then
Just
you
into Maine.
then you drove down to Florida.
Yeah,
I-
but flying to Florida was 8 times as expensive as flying into Halifax.
Yeah, yeah. There was a gentleman from Southeast Asia who was in Canada visiting. This is back in the 90s. I have a newspaper clipping because I used to show my students funny things that I found in the paper. And this gentleman was taking a bus from Toronto to Vancouver, and somewhere around Sault Ste. Marie got upset and thought they were being taken for a ride because they weren't yet in Vancouver after many hours of traveling, and began arguing with the bus driver and wrestling over the wheel. The bus started veering down the highway. The passenger fell down the stairs and through the door and died. And so, I labeled that particular story in the paper, cause of death, lack of knowledge of geography. Because they didn't realize how far Toronto was from Vancouver. And then I actually had some visitors from Belgium.
Who won the wheel, though? That's what I want to know.
The driver.
Probably the guy who didn't fall out the
The guy who
door.
didn't fall out the door. Yeah. We had
he took the wheel with him on the way out. Fuck you!
Yeah, I got it with me, motherfucker.
We had some
Put a
visitors
pair of
from
vice grips on
Belgium.
the hub.
In
Take
St.
that
John's.
lips hard. I've done that. Don't even fucking start.
I know, right?
So there's a fjord on the west coast of Newfoundland, and we had some visitors from Belgium that wanted to take the bus from St. John's to the fjord on the west coast, and I was like, it's 11 hours away.
Yeah,
like people don't understand how big the country is. It's the land masses. Yeah,
1,000 something kilometers or something.
We were hosting an international softball tournament in St. John's, and we had the team from Anguilla fly to Toronto and want to know what bus to take from the airport to the university. And I'm like, you're in an entirely different province. You've got to get back on board a plane and travel for another 3.5 hours.
Oh no!
Yeah, and they were like,
I had.
You could walk.
Europeans thinking you can just top a bus somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Europe, that's literally what the train or bus, and you're everywhere.
Whatever.
All right, sorry.
Hey! All fucking train tracks in fucking Europe is built by Hitler. I'm not supporting that shit.
Oh,
you know he's dead, right?
No, that's a fact.
There weren't train tracks before Hitler.
Nope.
Yes, there were. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No, there was, but the train tracks going from Stockholm up to Kiruna in Sweden are basically built to support Nazi material during what?
It was the steel trade to Nazi Germany.
Yep.
Yeah, but your country killed enough of them. I think you've made up for it.
Yeah, I mean, also your internet is so good now. I kind of
nobody in Sweden, I don't think, joined the military. Sweden was neutral the whole way through.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Norway with the white
Sweden's
coast.
always neutral.
Yes, very neutral.
Maybe Mikey's been stealing Tartan's internet.
What's that? Sorry, Randolph, you pop in randomly and
maybe Mikey. Sorry, no, it's just responding. Maybe Mikey's been stealing Tartan's
internet. VPN.
I think there's some sort of quantum entanglement between Mikey's internet and Jar Jar's internet. We need to look at this.
Can you please stop calling me Jar Jar? How do I change my name on my phone? That's not my name.
His name is Jartan, folks, just so you know.
You're the host. Can you change my name for?
I will change your name if you become a patron.
I may.
I am a patron.
He's already a patron. Yes,
No,
I
he's
can do
not,
it.
because I didn't have
I
a
can do it.
Patreon the last time I was on the show.
Yeah, change his name back.
I am a patron. I'm a patron of this and
my show,
the North Folk, and your show, and I think I'm a patron of everyone in here.
Do you know if you use American Express for your card on Patreon, you can't go
Yeah,
cross
I'm
country, you
not
can't go
a patron
outside
of
the
you.
country
You
you're
can shut
domiciled
your
in?
whore mouth. No, I will
Sorry,
never
what?
support your channel. I
Tell us
will
how you
never
really
support your whore. No, never. No,
And soon
no.
it's her show too.
So does that reset his quarantine time? He has to start over now?
I think so. And
no, I have to be stuck at home longer. Oh no!
I'm sorry, but we've all been outvoted here. Keep calling him
and
Jar
divine
Jar.
disbelief. Okay, well, I'll take it.
Well, we
No, I'll leave your name.
Or where we split the word, it could be Shark Jar.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll put your whole name in there, Jar. How's that?
No. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, mate.
You sure?
It's too
Start
late.
saying
It's
random
already
shit
done.
like
need any
that's
more
mom bad
vowels.
or
I was gonna put something funny in, but
If you left the door slightly open, you could call him a jar.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's such a dad joke, Dave. Come the fuck on.
I
you're
can't.
getting 2 elbows for that one tomorrow. Dave.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
If I get
he
one
needs to lose some
banhammer per
citizenship or
show,
something
I'm
because of that one.
spending it.
Okay, such a good sport.
Nope, you live at the airport now. You can't.
Ah, joke's on you. He doesn't have citizenship. No, just,
Hey.
just squatting in our country.
I want him to be Tom Hanks stuck in the airport guy.
Yeah, yeah. Ends up on an island somewhere talking to a softball named Wilson or Spalding. I think you should call him Spalding this time.
I
Yeah.
found a great comeback that
Wilson.
shuts up people that try to use the other countries have strict immigration laws, and I look back at my actual father and said, yeah, but they don't bomb the fuck out of them and create refugee crises either.
It's pretty easy here. We just go, hey, do you like maple syrup? And they go, yeah. Go, hey, come on in, man.
He didn't like that very much. That ended that conversation.
But there's a second question. Do you like maple syrup, and how do you feel about the cold?
Oh yeah, well,
I think those are the same question.
No, I don't care for the cold because I'm like bionic from my knees
that's
down.
the guy from Norway. What?
Yeah,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, but if he's bionic from the knees down, it probably does cause problems.
Oh, yeah. I have that issue too sometimes.
Yeah. So
Hang
like
on, let
I
me
had the
grab
same
my
problem.
cane.
I had the same problem as Swede waking up in the hospital. I was like, they were like, yeah, we put some metal, and we did this
Don't think you
to
had the same
everything.
problem.
And then I woke up and I was like, oh, cool. Now everything, like, I'm gonna have superpowers and gonna be running really fast. And I was like, the only thing it does is like everything hurts when it goes below 0.
And you set off the metal detectors in the airport.
Oh,
yeah, I can't go through the microwave.
Yeah.
I do that all the time intentionally. I like throw like silverware through there.
Yeah.
I can't.
So-
I can't go through the microwave because the microwave will spark.
Yeah. So
Oh.
basically, after crushing my entire lower body, the only superpower I actually got was not being able to be fully dressed on an airport, and it hurts when it's cold.
And it hurts when it's cold. Shrinkage.
The funny thing about superpowers, though, is actually that my breathing and ability to in my running to actually get better has actually increased because for the last 30 years I've had a leaky valve.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're now maximizing your VO2.
Yeah. So my ability to actually train harder is actually better. And I asked, I'm like, should I like keep it
Mellow.
because the Marfan's Institute's like, don't push it. And my doctors look straight up at me and they're talking to the people that haven't dissected.
Yeah. But you're also a moose tall, mate.
Yeah.
What?
You're
Wait,
also
so-
a moose tall.
Yeah.
So you can like work out and shit like better now, sweet.
Yeah.
So like
I'm
whenever we meet, you're gonna like
I could
kick
not
my ass or something, or like
my
off?
ability to break the 930 per mile barrier was just like non-existent. Now I can run 8 7.5 minute on it.
Holy shit!
And I just started training to really run maybe a month ago.
Dude, I run to the bathroom and I gotta sit to pee. I'm so tired.
Yeah, but
I'm running like 13 right now.
Yeah. But is that because your
like
body's ability to absorb?
Neil, I weigh 290, man.
Hey, Sharkan speaking. Let him speak.
Sorry.
Is that because of your body's ability to absorb oxygen through the new valve?
My valve was regurgitating, leaking, and had an aneurysm. So its ability to effectively pump oxygen, because when it goes up and over, the very first branches out on the descending are to your lungs. And so your ability to get blood into your lungs and through your lungs is not quite as much. Like I used to be able to, you know how you can give yourself a little bit of oxygen poisoning by huffing and puffing a little bit?
Yeah.
Like it takes me 2 breaths now to pass out versus I could probably hyperventilate for a week, prior to surgery.
Wow.
And
that's cool.
We wouldn't do anything. So
dude, I hate you, but I love that you're doing good.
Kind of a little bit of a crisis there, right?
So yeah, it actually is pretty cool that there's that. But the part that's holding me back is still the paranoia, because when you have this done, you have little tiny pangs of pain and this, that, and the other thing, because things are still healing, and my sternum is wrapped in.
And every little thing you feel, like, oh my God, it's happening to me again. Every time you feel something like that, you're thinking, oh my God, it's happening to me again, or something else is happening. Or for me, it passed after about 24 months.
Yeah. Somebody told me is like, after your first anniversary, that feeling starts to go away. Until then, your mental ability to block it out is like 0.
I had my 10-year checkup 4 years ago, and when they looked inside, they said that everything looked perfectly fine. So despite the fact that I'm missing almost 3 feet and have staples holding me together inside, they said that there's no evidence of anything going wrong again. So you kind of think, all right, get back to living my life normally.
Oh. So, Dave, when you went to the doctor to get your 75-year-old checkup, how did that go?
Well, I had a full physical last year for, I'm a longshoreman, so I had a full physical last year and I got passed. So they gave me another badge to work on the dock. So I ain't doing that.
Oh, okay.
Short-shoreman? Never.
I'm sorry. I thought you were 75 this year, so you're 76 now. Oh, I'm sorry. I got that wrong.
That's actually one of my favorite parts of what happened to me is that the Monday before it happened is I had my annual physical, and I was talking to my doctor about my running, and he was like, yeah, if you're going to die early, it isn't going to be because of your heart.
No, it's going to be because of your aorta.
So technically he was correct, because it wasn't the pump, it was the tubes, but still kind of funny.
So I have this working theory that once the human species developed the ability to kill large predatory mammals, we no longer needed the ability to run. So I just avoid it.
You look it too. You probably should try it from that time to time, though.
No, as I tell people here at work, I say, if you see me running, we're about to all die.
If you see me running, try to pass me.
Yeah. Because part of my job is to go towards problems. Like when there's, emergency situations on the campus, my job is to be the first one on the scene. So if I'm running, then there is something really going wrong.
Yeah, that's when you go like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're like the fucking bomb technician that I met when I was serving abroad.
Dude, I will push you over. All right,
there was this fucking bomb technician when I was working abroad, and he was searching for mines, and he had this T-shirt while searching for mines saying, "I'm a bomb technician. You see me run, try to fucking catch me."
Yep. Yeah.
Try to keep up. Yeah.
I used to work in stunts and stunt management, and I worked as a pyrotechnician for a while, and we had T-shirts that said the same thing: "If you see me running, try to keep up."
I involuntarily worked in stunts, actually. I was very klutzy growing up. So
this explains a whole lot.
Need me to try out the new stairs, see how tumble looks? I'm your guy, right?
Yeah, no, if I'm wiring a bomb and I'm like, oh shit, just keep running. Just
yeah, if you hear those words, fucking run.
Right. Like, oh no! That's it. Just go. Just go.
Probably the last thing
Go back
people will
inside.
ever hear is you going, oh shit.
Yeah. If you hear shit, then you were lucky. Or I was lucky. One of us was lucky.
I also don't do anything quickly. Slow and steady is my preferred speed. And as I onboard new senior staff, I tell them that the only time I move fast is if it's blowing up, burning down, or bleeding out.
I like it. The 3 B's.
You will definitely appreciate this. This is my email signature. It is normal for me to take 2 days to read my emails and 2 more days to reflect on the matter and respond calmly. Culture of immediacy and the constant fragmentation of time are not compatible with the kind of life I lead.
My emails have one that says no trees were harmed in this, but a whole bunch of molecules or electrons were mildly annoyed.
Pushed around, bumped out of their state.
Yeah.
So people stopped actually like expecting me to email them back for like 2 or 3 days, and it's been really nice.
It certainly, it's one of the things, because we were talking earlier about my fascination with the way that we use technology, and it's one of the things that really irritates me, but it's become so prevalent, is this need for instant response. And everyone's like, oh, well, I got to have my personal email, my work email, my YouTube channel email all on my phone so I can be checking it every single moment. I don't think it's healthy. I really don't. Like if you
get so much dopamine that you have to have more and more and more of it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was just reading an article this afternoon about the difference in our understanding of the neurology of wanting versus liking. And it looks like the dopamine is only part of the wanting system, not the liking system.
Yeah.
I
learned a long time ago that I actually enjoyed going shopping more than actually buying anything. So we would actually just go to like the mall, or my wife and I would just like go to the store or whatever and just look around for stuff.
That's fucking funny.
Coming from a guy that's run multiple websites, multiple
I should not do that.
multiple social media.
You can't do that.
I can't take that back now.
You can't shop, or you can't not.
Hold
shop.
on. I was trying to say something, guys.
Oh,
yeah, I was going to say about the dopamine thing. Like, I've run lots of things, and I do have everything tied to my phone. It's just a matter of setting good boundaries. Is all it is. You need to. It's the first thing I check when I get up in the morning. Last thing I do before I go to bed. But in between, it's just whenever. It's not. I'm not tied to it. If it's beeping and buzzing at me, if I got nothing else going on, I'll look at it. But I mean, when you are trying to super produce and get a lot of stuff out there and try to work really hard at it, it's part of the job, and that's how I look at it as a job. It's fun, but it's still work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your point about boundaries is very accurate. In fact, really, in some cases, maybe it's just about other people understanding your boundaries. Like if you want to check your phone, that's fine. But if you respond, then they get accustomed to thinking they can reach you whenever they want.
Yeah, I don't let at my normal job, I don't even let people get to me like that. They message me. I'm like, I'll get back to you. Just give me a minute.
If our department goes out for lunch, we play the phone game where everybody has to put their phone at the middle of the table. And if anybody touches their phone, they're paying for everybody's lunch.
Oh, that's a good way.
We've done that too. They've done that in a couple of our health and safety meetings.
I take the same attitude as Outcast X with the phone. I just I look for if there's an emergency. If not, first thing in the morning and the end of the day, and noontime as well for me. Otherwise, it doesn't run my life. But I know
you are monsters. You are monsters. A ringing phone needs to be answered.
That's what voicemail is for.
No, ringing phone is different. Like if it's somebody I need to talk to or they need to talk to me, I'll answer it. Don't worry.
Yep.
Nope. I will check voicemail before I actually answer the call.
Like I'm talking about my mom, because my mom's old and she could.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
You're managing your time properly this way.
What the fuck, X? Like, are you fucking Dave's age? Who fucking checking their voicemails anymore?
No, Zartan, No, I worked at AOL for like any number of time, and so I've got like an irrational fear of phones.
So
I worked in call centers
between like 1997 and now?
It was 99.
Okay.
And he collected up all those AOL CDs you got everywhere in the mail.
So
all the time.
99. So that was about the year that Neil retired, right?
Oh, damn.
Dave, is that Patriot University?
It is.
I want to kick you out,
Hi,
but
my
again,
name
I've got
is-
such great connection with you right now, but I'm going to let you stay, but there will come a time when you're getting a kick in the shin for that fucking one.
Yes.
Next time we're when we finally get together to share one of these things, remember the stuff that you can't have because it's illegal there. Remember this stuff that you hate us for? Then I'm going to kick you in the shin right when you've got that super buzz going on. I'm going to be like, hey Jardin, remember this?
He's got all sorts of bits and pieces in his lower extremities, but you don't want to undo all that work.
Basically, he's going to go and get his hockey club, hit me on the seat, and go
hockey club. You mean steak club?
I don't watch sports ball.
That
bunch of fucking club.
That would make it an entirely different sport. We're going to introduce Ice Rumble with your Ice Rumble.
No, I wouldn't.
I can do it.
Who watches a sport? A bunch of toothless fucking Canadians with knife underneath their fucking shoes, hitting a flat ball on ice with fucking.
It's called the puck. So puck you.
He's Norwegian. He's jealous because Sweden is so much better at the sport.
Wow.
Yes.
Right.
Finally, there's something Sweden is good at. Except for letting Hitler use the fucking railway.
He's getting
misconception, but in 1980, the Miracle on Ice was the gold medal game. The United States actually had to beat the Swedish team after that, who was much better than the Russian team, to actually get the gold.
And
so Swedes are very good at sports ball on ice. So I'll give them that, but they suck as people. Like you should identify more as Irish, dude.
They're very good. They're very good at curling too.
Yeah.
And yes, by the way, in the chat, Jonathan, Patriot University still does mill out diplomas, as far as I've been made aware.
Hi, my name is Kent Hovind. The very first line of his dissertation.
His thesis.
No, I'm not even going to call it that.
Did you read it? It's awful.
I have a copy of it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think you can get it from Rational Wiki, if I remember.
No.
I mean, it's the same kind of business program as the Trinity Bible College that Mr.
College.
What the hell's his name? Braxton Hunter has the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he runs. We had like an hour expose that Felicia spent weeks writing up.
Yeah.
About exposing everything about that school that he runs with his dad. And well, because he just decided to inject himself one time into like some Twitter discourse. And I'm like, bro, I don't know who the fuck you are. Why do you think you're going to come? You just put yourself in the sights of somebody that doesn't like you. And she's going to spend a week exposing shit that you won't want to hear. So, but that's okay. Everybody else has legitimized him at this point. So we tried.
Oh, well, I do have to give you something, X.
Yeah.
The last Patreon exclusive that you released on the Utah Outcast.
Yeah.
That is one of the most amazing things that I ever listened to. I have to give you credits to that.
Which one was that?
Give me a second. I'll find the actual title for it. I listened to it today.
Wait, the one that he just put out yesterday?
No. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the live streams, probably not the
What was the last thing I had in here for you? Oh,
no.
Unless you're talking about the commercial free episode of podcast that I put out.
Yeah, the commercial free one that you.
Yeah, that's my
two things.
That's almost my entire Sunday night is getting that published. It takes a lot of work.
Really?
It was really good, and I would tell everybody to go and listen to it because there is some banter in there. There is some actual fucking really, really good journalism in there, and there's a lot of research that goes into every one of those episodes. So it's well done, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All
It
right,
started
so
as a podcast. Now it's both, and it's kind of weird to live in both worlds.
just yeah, but your shit's awesome. That's why I love coming on your show.
So
appreciate it.
it's number 108. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No,
108,
that's the
108. Is
no,
that-
108
no,
was the
no,
live stream. It's 322 that you guys are talking about.
Is that on your YouTube membership or is that not?
No, that comes out
that's
audio
Patreon
only.
Yeah, audio only Patreon. I listened to it when I was on a snowmobile today, and it was just it was great, mate.
I
loved
listened to it while I was on the snowmobile.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't doubt you. It was just a really fun observation.
Did Hitler build that too?
It's like,
I just wanted David Worley popped in the chat, and I just wanted to give him a little plug here.
Yeah.
This is a
How
book
do you
that David Worley wrote.
walk your dog?
I also have it now in this format as well. If you can see that. There you go. So it comes on Audible as well. I bought that today for like $3. It was cheap here.
My sister-in-law
like our medical.
My sister-in-law is going to be using that for her English class now. She liked it so much that she's going to use it for her English class.
Guys. All right. Anyways, guys, I gotta wrap this shit up because it's a little after 9 now. No. This is the 5-minute warning because I'm gonna go around. Once Gorilla gets back, I'm gonna go around and everyone can show their stuff if they would like. Randolph has actually joined us for the finale of the show.
My work is finished for today.
Canada.
All right.
My home land.
Something in Canadian.
Look, I'm American. It's fine. What?
Why do you work at night, Randolph?
Well, I couldn't
Why
hear
do
you,
you
Jenna.
do things at night? Why?
Sorry?
The cover of dark.
Under the sun goes down to 3.
Oh,
You know,
It's easier to hide
Daytime's too bright. Two reasons. Daytime's actually too bright for me. I need sunglasses during the day all the time, when most people don't. But so I see better at night than most people. But the other reason is that's when these after parties are. So I do it during the after parties.
Holy
good use of
shit!
time.
The pheasant himself is in the chat. Hello, Mr. Josiah Hansen.
Okay.
I'm sort of.
That's for you,
I'm a bit annoyed that Google Eats and Tons of Mice haven't sent me more stuff. Like I'm in the cabin and I'm starting to get hungry. What the fuck?
Apparently, I need to get some.
I have
pointy
some
teeth.
if you want.
Neil, can I volunteer for what I've been up to because I got to jump on a conference call? So
Yeah. Absolutely.
work late tonight.
You can do that. Give her right now.
Hey, so come find me on Utah Outcast on YouTube. We're also a podcast, like Jartan was saying. You have to listen to commercials though, but we put out at least 3 things a week out there for you to listen to podcast wise. You'll not be bored. And also the YouTube channel where we put out something every day, and also on my Outcast X channel that I started up, and I'm putting out stuff 4 or 5 days a week now, and I'm going to try to work it up to week long as well.
Seems like every day to me when I
just about
pretty close. Oh, and don't forget to tell them you're going to be involved with Jenna and me on the nonprofits too.
I will be on the nonprofits starting in January. I'm still trying to work out with Johnny about that one. We're going to talk about it, and I don't know if anybody ever wants me on your show. Please, by all means, send me an invite, and I would love to be on. I have office hours that I have in my new studio that I could spend time and hang out during the day. At night, it's a little bit harder for me to get away because, like I said, I'm at work. So, I mean, if it's audio only, very easy to do. Video, I can't promise that. So, and if you want to be on Utah Outcast, just let me know. I let just about anybody come on that show, including Neil.
It's true. He let me on, so you're good to go.
I was
sweet.
on once.
Hit me up, X. Hit me up.
Okay, I will. Patrons get first crack. That's all I'm saying.
I became one too. It's only $1 a month. We kind of swapped the $1 a month thing, but
it's a deal, man. You get a lot.
Right? True. True. But I've been on here for like fucking 4 or 5 times now. 4 times,
Right.
I think. Yeah.
Trying to get
What do
Jen
I
out
get
of
for
her shell.
$10 a month.
Jen's awesome.
Yeah, fucking Jen's awesome.
She's hilarious. All right, well, Zartan, why don't you go next? We'll just kind of go in reverse because I've got you guys all in reverse right now.
Cool. Okay, I'm Shartan, also known as Jar Jar Banks. I am one of the hosts of the Big Podcast, which airs every Thursday at noon. West Coast time, Chicago time, it's 2 o'clock, and real time, it's 8 o'clock. Because I live in the real world. Fuck off. We do talk about everything that we care about. We talk about politics. We talk about current affairs. We also do have other shows coming on. Well, no, don't do that while I'm talking because I'm going to start laughing
again. Get it together.
All right. I have a motor show, a motor and music show coming out, which is going to be under the Bin podcast channel. You might want to check that out. That is just me testing different vehicles, musical instruments, and showing you how to do musical producing in an easy and efficient way. So that's me. Make sure you check that out, and I hope you all enjoyed Neil's show because Neil is fucking awesome, but he's old as shit.
Yeah. I'm older than shit, actually. I was around before shit was even invented.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you go back far enough, really all we were assholes. But anyway. No, Zartan, you're still. No, I'm just kidding.
We're all Deuterastones. Some of us just become not assholes.
That's right. There was a time when we ate from from the one end, which actually worked as both. But and on that note, Randolph, tell everyone where they can find you.
All right. So you can find me at randolphrichardson.com. It's my website. There's my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Randolf Richardson. And that's Randolph spelled with an F. I'm also the president of the Canadian Atheists. You can find out more about what we do to normalize atheism in society at www.canadianatheists.ca. And together with Neil, I'll be co-hosting with him an atheism call-in show from Canada here called True North Talk at www.truenorthtalk.ca, that website has links to our Twitter and YouTube channels and whatnot. So you can actually see some of the construction progress there. We have to post more up soon, don't we, Neil? I have a couple of events coming up.
We can't yet because of the rules going on right now.
Yeah, and I have some events coming up. In about 6 hours, I'll be on Grumpy Old Dude's channel for a conversation, and that's at 04:15 in the morning in Pacific time. So it's how the schedule works out. But if you can't catch it live, that's okay. So and then we'll be donating blood tomorrow, Neil. And
that's right.
Secular Dave there with us, which is fantastic.
I am not donating blood tomorrow because I'm donating blood in North Vancouver.
Right. But you're still going to come and have a coffee with us.
Yeah.
Social distance thing and hang out for a bit.
Fantastic. We'll figure it all out. So that's great. Thanks for doing that, Dave and Neil.
I thought that Dave's blood has turned to dust by now.
Only in the sunshine. Does it look like it's been in the sunshine?
It's powder form, okay? You just add water. Shut up.
So my next last two events are on TART, the Atheist Roundtable on January 2nd, 2021. I'll be debating with Zach from Adherent Apologetics. The debate topic will be, does God exist? And then on TART again on January 18th, 2021, I'll be debating with Gavin Herleman on the 10 Commandments. So looking forward to these. And your friendly neighborhood atheist is going to have me on February 4th. So
Ethan.
He is awesome. Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
I still haven't gotten back on his schedule. I hope I can.
No, he hates you. He told me to tell you that.
Send him a note.
Just kidding.
Send him a note.
Send him a note with anthrax in it. No, don't do that, people. I'm just kidding.
No.
It's either that or the person I was going to debate looked at my profile card and went, "Nah, I don't want to talk to that guy."
Oh, it didn't go through, huh?
Yeah, what? Never happened. Credit card's good.
Oh, that's too bad. I was looking forward to that.
Anyway, all right.
Thanks very much,
Next
Neil.
up, your time is up, Randolph. Shut up.
Thank you. This is how he responds to thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm not Canadian. Well, I'm Canadian. Yeah. What are you drinking? Is that chocolate milk?
Black sesame soy drink.
What?
Yeah.
It's a black sesame drink.
He's timing it now.
Yep. So,
all right, go ahead. Rags, tell us where people can find you.
All right, fantastic. First of all, I just want to thank everybody that came over here from the last time that I was on one of the after parties, because the 48-hour live stream that we were doing to benefit Trans Lifeline, we shattered our goal. We crushed it. Our goal was $5,000. We went over $7,500. We fucking killed it. It was amazing. We raised almost $8,000 in 2 days to benefit Trans Lifeline. Thank you guys so much, because some of you were
amazing.
Yeah, it, like legitimately, and we had people dropping in to say, "I saw Rags that dropped in, and he said this," and they donated like $5 or $20. It honestly, like, it meant a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. But in terms of where you can find me, I am on YouTube talking about Christian anti-apologetics or counter-apologetics, and also current events and those sorts of things on my YouTube channel, which if you just get on YouTube and search for Ragabash Dabbler, you'll find me. You can also find me on Twitter at RagabashD. And you will also find me on the debate forum community, which is a pretty new forum, but I will be hosting a few shows there. The first of which will be on the 29th of this month, where I'll be interviewing Mr. Neil, the 604 Atheist.
Ooh.
Yeah! We're gonna have him on. And
do I have enough beer for this, Rags? Or?
I will Postmates me some. It'll be fine.
Okay.
He sounds like a dick. Is he?
I hear he is.
Look, I don't like him, but he's got a bunch of followers, so we're gonna have him on. By all means, come hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on YouTube, like jump into my comments. And also, I just launched my Patreon, so patreon.com/ragabashdabbler. I made it as hard to spell as possible. So I know that you really want to find me if you do. But that's about it for me right now.
Hello, Atheist Troll. I believe that's addressed to you, X.
I don't even like. Should I dab? Should I ribbit? I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point.
Just don't lick the. No, that's toads. Never mind. So
well,
okay. Whoa, someone's gonna clip that shit out.
Now, how the fuck did you spell it? Because I'm looking for you right now, and I can't fucking find that.
It's literally the way that it's spelled on the screen. You just take the space out. Ragabash Dabbler.
In one word.
I'll throw it in the chat for you.
Yes, copy paste.
Yeah.
Every atheist Canadian. No, just me and Rhino and Logic and Apologia and Shanna Q and Randolph down below there. Gorilla over here. Simply Secular here. And there's probably a few more. Godless Cranium, who I have plans to go and hang out with, and he promises we're going to have this fucking wicked Canadian barbecue. Yes, that's right. We barbecue moose.
There's 2 or 3 up in the interior, isn't it?
What's that?
There's 2 or 3 atheists that are
Godless Mom, Dick Dawson. Yeah, there's a bunch of us here, man. We're
up in the interior.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, and another freaking atheist is up in Kamloops. Left at the Valley is up there. Yeah, there's a bunch of us. up here in BC. We should start our own BC union, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. Who's next?
I think it's simply Secular Dave.
Over to me.
That's right.
I am.
Yeah.
I should go
No,
next.
skip
Look
him.
at the camera. Which camera are we on here? I am Simply Secular Dave. I'm part of the Canadian Super PAC. And and I have just started creating the Atheist Primetime broadcast, which you can find under Atheist Primetime or atheistprimetime@gmail.com. You can reach me there. Produce a little blurb about what's going on this week and other people's content. Kind of a lot easier than creating your own, but keeping it all together.
Good.
Just starting out, putting together a little program of what's on, what's coming up, what's going on. And in the future, in the new year, I'm going to be adding the Atheist Primetime Live, where I'll be interviewing people about their channel, about their content, about what they do, what's coming up, what's new, what's changing, what's going on in the world of their social media.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds like fun. Hope you include me in that one for one or
Well,
two.
I already promised Randolph he could be number one, so you could be next.
I'm looking forward to that.
Neil is.
Oh, Neil's going to be number one on an upcoming program I'm going to be doing once the studio stuff's going.
Woohoo!
Or maybe what we should do is Randolph and then Neil and then True North Talk, just bring the whole thing together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hey, that's an interesting way to do it. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let Randolph go first. You know, what did they say? Age before beauty? Something like that? No, wait. No,
Yeah, I'm definitely not beautiful.
No, but you're also younger than me, so that doesn't work either way.
That's okay.
Well, I've been in denial about my aging, so it could be.
How do you use this thing?
Is that a clicker?
No. Yeah, I'm going to mute you.
You know how you can tell how old somebody is by how hard they push the clicker when they're aiming at the TV.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it makes a clicking noise. It's not supposed to. You broke something.
Young people are going to be wondering, what's this clicker thing all about?
Oh my god.
Jenna's acting like she knows.
She's hiding under her hood now. You know, it's funny. Someone in the chat earlier said, "Is she waiting for the wolf?" like Little Red Riding Hood.
No, she's turning into one of the sand people.
I kind of think she's hungry like the wolf.
Oh, a little Duran plug there. All right. Next up, we have the amazing Jenna Mew.
I tell you what.
That is so fucking good.
That's too good. Stop.
Yeah, you tell them motherfuckers to stop.
Gentlemen,
Thank you,
let's
Shartan.
continue. Thank you.
Please, gentlemen, let me speak. Hi. So you can find me, Jenna Me. I do a show every Thursday evening with my friend Justin. It's called If We Are Sober. Every Thursday at 6:30 Pacific time. You can find our YouTube channel as the International Free Thinkers, and we also have a Discord server by the same name. I am a co-host along with our lovely Neil, the 604 Atheist, on the Nonprofits ACA shows. So you'll see those every Sunday in between AXP and Talk Heathen. I will be in the new year leaning towards doing my own little kind of minor, I guess you could say, 2-minute talks with Jenna on my Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/Black Female Atheist. So you can check that out in the new year. Possibly leaning towards getting a Twitter, so everyone calm the frick down. I might get one. Everyone's trying to convince me. Gosh, you'd be a hermit for like 10 years without a Facebook, and then all of a sudden you get one, and then now you got to get a Twitter. Okay.
It's all about the social media.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna get Mikey to just run it. I'm tired.
That's what I do with my Patreon. I say, Mikey, take care.
No, don't do that, because he's obviously blocking my internet, so I won't be able to get into anything.
But the difference is like he hates you. I don't think he hates me.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, good point. Good point.
Okay. I'm glad I agree. other than that, that's pretty much it.
Right on. Mr. Irish Swede or Swede Irish, depending on how you plug your name, because it's like one way or the other. One's on Twitter, the other. Anyway,
Yeah, you can find me at Swede_Irish.
Next.
That's sweet Irish.
Thinking of changing it to Sweetie Pie. I don't know.
Next.
Hi, I'm the one that lived. I'm the one that beat incredible odds. Come marvel at me like all the other 14 doctors every time somebody walks in the room whenever I go to check out.
You ever feel like you're in a petri dish?
Yeah, actually, I feel like I'm in an exhibit at a zoo.
Oh no, this one kid just turned into gigantism now. Look at that head.
He wouldn't fit in a petri dish.
So
it would have to be a 900-foot petri dish. Let's put it that way.
I have a lot of fun talking about economics. I have a channel. I post irregularly, but I still post every once in a while. And this time will be posting probably tomorrow. The raising the minimum wage does not spur inflation, so that's always a fun argument that people try to throw at you, and I'm going to dispel that stupid ass myth. Our next president will be inputting actually the lady that into the Treasury who wrote the paper that proves that. So Janet Yellen wrote the fair wage hypothesis, which is a great paper if you want to read it. And yeah, I try to dispel myths. I enjoy coming on other people's podcasts and dispelling myths that they hear and all that other stuff about finance and econ, and try to. And I'm a socialist, so it's. And as X pointed out, I did not go to a left-leaning school at all.
Goddamn liberal.
I went to a conservative Jesuit institution, and so yeah, it's fun. It's fun to actually use the masters that I got and help educate the masses about what's going on in the world is happening.
Did anybody else hear him say masters as in plural?
Yes.
Yes, I have a dual masters in finance and economics.
But that you're pipe and smoke it. Oh, that's right. It's not legal there.
Oh.
I mean, how come you aren't using those 2 degrees to work concrete there, Swede? I'm
All right. And finally, we come back to the guest of honor tonight, Mr. Quiet Gorilla. First of all, thanks, brother, for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun having you on, and great after party tonight. So why don't you tell people where they can find you, good sir? Not that they can go to the original interview and find the links, but hey, you knock yourself out.
Well, and I'm not anywhere near as active as all the rest of you. I mean, as I said, I'm an old naked talking ape. I was here, back in the day, and then just kind of walked away. And since COVID, I came. What?
You said naked. You're wearing a shirt.
Yes, I'm only from the top up.
Right.
And
shirts go
highly cultivated body hair. That's all that is.
Yes.
No, that's trademark infringement. That's my thing.
Okay. It's my silverback. Yeah. I came back to see what was going on here because of COVID, and was really happy to see that not only is this community growing and that there's more Canadian content than there was a decade ago, but that the ability for me to enter into this conversation as someone who never came from a belief background, and to see so many people like everyone gathered here who is advocating and being active in kind of addressing these issues, for me as what I've always felt like as an outsider, it's just been really, really fascinating. And I really am glad to be able to be part of this and to support those of you that are doing this work. I may get to a point where I start making more content. As I said earlier, this whole thing with Dr. Jill Biden is irritating me, because people that the stuff on Twitter is driving me nuts. People clearly don't really understand what that means when you have an earned doctorate and what comes with it. But I had to rush home after work so I could come here tonight, and I didn't make that content. And then, of course, by the time I get around to making it, it's on to the next topic. But I'm glad to have been invited. I appreciate what all of you are doing, and I really am thrilled to see that this community is existing and is bringing such positivity out into their various communities. So thank you all for all the work you're doing, and for letting me be part of it and watch you all do your thing, because that's what I'm doing.
I just want to add one thing to that. The atheism community is definitely not exclusive. Everybody's welcome. So you're not an outsider.
Well, I mean, an outsider is somebody who never had a deconversion. Like, I think the psychology.
I never have either.
Oh,
I never have either.
Okay.
I've always been an atheist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
No.
I mean, I said in my interview, I never thought of myself as an atheist.
Mm-hmm. Hang on, Jordan. Let him finish. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, no. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say it's the same.
Oh yeah, so it's interesting. I have to reconsider my original conceptions about, I'm going to say harms, but it seems like a very harsh word to say that religion does, and
it's not.
I know. I just
let him get there. Let him get there.
Yeah. I mean, I've also worked my entire career.
Anyone in the marginalized community that's often put down by these people.
Yeah.
I think it's the people who are using religion as a tool in a very harmful way that are the problem. Because the religion itself sits in a book on a shelf in a library, doesn't matter. There's lots of books like that can be a problem that aren't. It's the people who are using it that are the problem mainly.
But for somebody who has zero to lose to get to a place where you say, I think I kind of identify with what you're saying, let's let him get there.
Well, I think because I've worked in universities my entire career, like, we're a place where people can come to us and start to have. I mean, I was reading one of the things on Twitter today about how, I think it was in Paulie Gia's account, about 7 out of 10 believers convert, and I'm like, look, yeah, I see it every day. Like, young people come here, and no matter what their background is religiously, after a year or two, they start to, and I witness that every day. So I'm like, wow, I mean, 30 years ago, we were embracing people who were coming out of the closet. And I can tell you the first couple of times that we dealt with transgenderism, when I came to this university, we turned all our washrooms into gender non-specific. And it's just like, push a button. It's a good idea. We do it. So to think that there's parts of the world that we can't do that, it's like foreign to me. It really is. So I think I've been isolated in this ivory tower for too long, and I don't really know what's going on out there in the world. So you folks are all like my window to some of the things and the experiences that you've encountered, and I'm just kind of here taking notes about it right now.
Excellent.
Not really, but thank you.
No, but I mean, it's good that you're taking notes, because now you can join in with the rest of us and try to counter this shit.
Right.
I'm trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand it all.
Contributing, you're helpful.
Yeah, like, none of us are going to be like, hey, Theo, when did you come out as straight? But, like,
Like my mother's dad.
Right.
That's one thing that I always worry about, like, when I do my talks, is like, nobody could ever make this argument. Nobody, I have to be strawmanning, because no one would ever make this, like, this statement, or this come to this conclusion, or make this argument. There's no way. And then people will be like, here, I'll quote tweet you what this guy is saying. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So if you don't know, sometimes you're going to sit back and be like, no one's that dumb.
Yeah, and then they surprise you.
Yeah.
You really have to worry when you're not surprised anymore, though.
Yeah, when you become numb to it, there's a problem.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. And just a little bit of advice for you, Gorilla. I know you probably didn't ask for it, it's unsolicited, but this is for any content creator out there. Late content is better than no content.
Thank you. Yes, fair enough. Yeah.
Like he always says, man, use your voice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys for jumping in for the after party tonight. I'm good. I've already got it all set up. I got the big thank you tweet that Jenna won't see, but I will still include her in it.
She'll be the name that's not in blue.
Yeah. I will take a snapshot of it, Jenna, and I'll send it through Facebook Messenger so you can get it. Like I did last time. Come on, I did that last time.
Come on,
Yeah,
make the
you always
switch. Make
do
the
that.
switch. It's so much more fun over on Twitter.
And I got a question.
And all of us are there. You're not going to be alone.
I gave up Facebook. I can't stand that shit anymore.
Oh yeah, I didn't want my students seeing anything that I had on my Facebook.
Same.
There's that too. Because I do have employees, and I don't want them finding out who X is. So
100%. I actually just covered that in my last video. It was like, I can't let my students take my views and color the way they look at like the information I've given them. So, yep.
I just know that I would offend somebody.
Yeah, so I thought I tried Googling X, and then I tried with 1X and it didn't work, and then I tried with 2, and when I got 3, I got a lot.
Oh, he found a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, all a bunch of stuff on the Google.
Yeah, once you get 3, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, it's lots of foods.
Sorry.
A whole new world.
Yeah, that was not the song they were playing.
It's more like that's supposed to be porn music, but anyway.
Oh,
I don't even play music and porn anymore. Wait, why would I?
Oh.
Do you know what? A friend of mine used to edit videos. He used to edit porn videos in Canada because they don't allow like bestiality, midget stuff, whatever.
I want to know this.
Well, okay.
How the fuck did you draw a parallel between those two?
No, I'm saying
no, we can't.
Just
He's
different
canceled.
things.
Feels canceled.
Yeah, I'm totally canceled now. Just things they won't allow here in Canada on a pornographic movie, including also kids too are not allowed in. But my buddy has to edit the films, and the one thing he noticed is one of the bands that used to do the music for these films was named Penetration.
I'm 5. That's funny to me.
Oh, it's funny to me too, but yeah, you're right. I should have used different terminology. Yeah, but you get the idea.
I know
That's
somebody
literally
who
what
was
it's called.
the editor for Japanese who had to put all the pixelated stuff.
Oh yeah.
And his and his comment was like at a certain point it becomes so monotonous that porn just becomes
you don't even want my
it's
friend
so
always,
desensitized.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But he said like the level of repercussions that would happen to him if his copy got released because it was uncensored.
Jonathan.
Maybe.
That's just wrong right there.
I don't think we're in the Shire anymore, Mr. Frodo.
Oh, that was perfect.
My furry feet cannot abide. I can't believe you just said that.
This is the furthest we've gone from the Shire.
All right, I've already taken the thing south anyway, so I guess anything's written.
Wait for second
video told you I rent pornography.
Oh no!
Really?
Oh my God! It's all fart noises.
I can't with her.
Oh, she's about to snort. Hang on.
No, okay. No, but
anyways, guys.
Hey, that's my line.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for you to do it.
45-minute warning. It ain't right.
So just give me a second. Just give me a second, and I'll tell you this story. Give me a second. I'll tell you this.
No stories. I'm closing this out.
1 second. It's going to take 1 minute, and I actually got.
You just multiplied the timeline by
65 minutes later.
1 minute. I need 1 minute. 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
It's going to be really short.
As always. So here's the deal. So about 10 years ago, I got approached by this production company, and they wanted me to do music for a film. And I was short of money, so I said yes. And then I got the film. Yeah.
Oh, no. The end.
Weird.
One eternity later.
Yes. That was
all right. Story time.
Longest 22 minutes of my life.
That was the whole thing?
Yes.
He said 1 minute. He stayed true to his word.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's a minute I'm not going to get back.
You don't get any minutes back.
True enough.
I'll send you the raw footage of the movie if you want.
The raw footage. Ooh, this is intriguing. All right.
No,
right.
It's not. It's really not.
Does it feature the Helping Hand sperm bank?
Oh, Jesus.
It
Why
featured
did I just
something.
think
I'll
of
tell you
Hamburger
that.
Helper?
Hamburger helper. It's the secret sauce. So,
oh, that's funny.
Oh, the helping hand.
Yeah.
What?
The helping hairy hand. So,
I feel like nope, never mind. It's cool. You're good. Go.
Yeah, close this out.
Wipe it off.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining me today with the after party with the Mr. Gorilla here. It's great having you all in. You're always welcome anytime. Also to YouTube Wonder Lady and Sam Chaos, who was with us. And I think that was it. Oh, and Ease, who dropped off too, was also with us earlier as well. There is a tweet going out to say thank you once again for everybody. So look for that, and I'll send you a special one in the Facebook Messenger, Jenna. And also, thanks to all my wonderful folks in the chat. I hope you guys had a good time, laughing at me as I become politically incorrect all of a sudden. But just don't forget, as we'd all mentioned it before, that Jenna, myself, and eventually Mr. X here will be joining us on the nonprofit. So go over there and give that channel a sub. We'll be on between Talk Heathen and the Atheist Experience every Sunday. You might not see any of us every Sunday, but we'll be on every other episode or maybe a couple in a row. You never know. It's just how we record them. And don't forget to sub to True North Talk, as well as Randolph and I in the coming year will be talking to people about atheism and all kinds of other things. And if you do dig what I do here on the show, please consider becoming a patron. I'm very, very thankful for all the ones that I do have. It's because you guys, I'm able to dump a little bit more cash into making this show a little bit better. And also thanks to all my current patrons and all my awesome moderators in the chat there. And yes, David Worley, I saw your comments earlier. You should fucking start your show up, because right here is a whole bunch of people you could have on your show, sir. Also, Tuesday, December 22nd, I will also be doing the Empathetic Atheist show instead of my show that night. So look for that this coming Thursday. And until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of the after parties, first off, with the COVID-19 thing going on, remember to be well and be safe, and above all, be kind. And like the late, great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys next time.